and welcome to the Mysteries of Selindor, episode 104. I'm your friendly neighborhood bard, Seti, and I will be recapping last week's episode really quick while our DM finishes some last-minute prep. So, last week... we'll pretend I didn't say that. Last week, we found out that our first opponent in Boxbreaker are being me and Mitnir and our friend Celeste from our school that we go to, the High Realm Academy. Our first opponent will be Blackstaff, the School of Wizards. And for this episode, if we get to that fight, our other party members will be playing the opposing team. So that's what's on the docket. We did some research and some prep for that upcoming bout. Brapsi and Oren talked about his runes and coming up with a backup plan for if Northot gets close to him. And let's see. He finished Zura's armor, bought a bag of holding. Grim seems to be operating some kind of drug ring or something that we don't know anything about. It's all very mysterious, but big money seems to be changing hands down there. Good for him, I guess, hopefully. I worked with Mitnir on his breath, but it proved more helpful for him to work with Cleary. He finally figured out how to access his second breath. His super dragon artist, whatever kind of breath that he gets from being extra special. And he finished his knife that he's entering in the competition and gave Seti a tattoo because she needed to get the amethyst that will protect her mind hidden somewhere on her person where it could not be taken from her or easily seen. So it's, you know, around her shoulders now and she can cover up. So thank you for that, Mitnir. Gorgeous. Most importantly, the big shocking reveal is that we put some pieces together and figured out that Brapsi, our sweet little bird friend, actually is many hundred years old and had died in a previous life and then ascended through the celestial realm to a position of high authority serving the Aarakocra goddess, which is where her wife currently is. But then Brapsi's spirit had been sent back down to act as a guide for Orin, and she had forgotten all of her time in the celestial realm and didn't know that her previous life had been a previous life or had been 400 years ago. And with that revelation, we realized that Brapsi herself has enough divinity in her to give it all up, to put the runes back on Orin so that Northot can't take over his body or soul or whatever. But it would mean giving up her place in Celestia to be back with her wife. Except she's got Zephyros inside her, so maybe not. Now it's all very confusing.
Also isn't in Celestia?
Well, the celestial realms, the positive planes, somewhere, whatever. I don't know I'm not a planar scholar like Seti is. Anyway. Also, the dude she sees in her dream realm is Zafriel, who is like literally God. He's as God as any of the gods get. He is the god. So that's a big deal, I guess. That we've met God.
He's high boy of Celestia.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I suppose that's it. I think I'm done. I spelled as much as I could.
He's high?
Yes, good headcanon.
So we have a little
hey,
stream
weed isn't
discrepancy.
demonized in this world.
We have a stream discrepancy.
What's up?
You got Semner instead of Grim, plus you are Semner and Grim is Seti Mira.
Does that keep happening? Every time it's switched and I switch it back and then it doesn't stick for some reason. What's the
Take the time to fix it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, well, it's annoying is all. Because I did this last week and now I have to do it again apparently. Oh, you know, there was an OBS
Shouldn't that be
update.
Grim? Shouldn't that be Grim, not Semner?
God damn it. You said Semner and my brain was like, okay, Semner. It's really hard to type with these nails. Now I have to.
You'll get used to it.
Just go get a pencil and just use the eraser end.
I want to center it horizontally. Nope, that was bad. Okay, not that. Oh boy, this is a clusterfuck already. We'll get there in the end.
Sounds kind of like our game.
Feel free to continue. Now I need somebody to stall for me.
Okay. I mean, I'm not sure if you want me to continue if you're not ready to go.
Not if you're involving me right away.
Well, but you might be going back later and you're like, oh, I'm working on making the VOD for YouTube, and I would just really like for it all to be situated before I start the game. I don't know.
I don't
You
know,
don't
but the
care?
longer we bullshit, the less interesting the VOD is going to be for
All right, cool.
any of
Well,
that.
I'm not sure exactly how well you left it on that, but specifically, the last thing that happened in the session is that you guys technically finished everything you needed. Am I wrong? And like, does anybody have anything else that they want to do before the competition begins?
We didn't quite finish that particular day, the day before the competition, and Brapsi had asked me to try to bring her to Sirenita in her dreams. Serentia? I always forget her name.
Sirenita.
Serenita. I'm never going to
I
pronounce it
also
correctly.
forgot this.
Yeah, I also forgot this.
So we need to start there if that's what we're doing.
Sure. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that everybody was good before we began the actual competition. So yeah, with that, if you come knocking on Brapsi's door at Neverwinter Academy because she can't go into your dorm room.
Yep.
Because what is?
I feel like we have a lot of sleepovers anyway, so it's fine.
I mean, yeah, you can come to mine. I can't go to yours, but we can go to Clary's or.
I think it's weird that we keep using Clary's dorm room, and I don't want to.
No, it's not. He's our property.
It is weird. It feels very disrespectful.
Okay,
and
then come over.
I'm uncomfortable with it. All right. So yes, I think we're good now. Everybody's who they're supposed to be. We'll have our sleepover, and then after she's asleep and we're both dreaming, I will use Dream to visit her in her realm.
Okay. So you visit her dream.
Well, her dream, yeah, not her.
Yeah, this time it seems more like she's sort of ascending herself, like she's dreaming like what it would be like to ascend the different realms of Celestia, and she's not exactly sure like what it's like, but she's just like walking up to people and she's like, hey, you're a cool person, shakes their hand, and then like she starts glowing more. She's like, woo, and she keeps going nice, like just being nice to people, like doing things for people and glowing more and more. But like in the background there's like an Orin that seems like Orin, but he's just really fucking shit on, just like horns coming out of him. He looks emaciated. He's like slowly turning into Northot, and he's like creeping behind her the whole time, so she has this anxiety. It's a situation.
I shut it all down.
Orin's little buddy in the background goes, ah, not again.
And just like, hey Brapsi, I'm here to do the thing we talked about. Sorry to interrupt your weird dream.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. It's a dream. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
When they get really weird, they usually are. Although we have seen some pretty weird shit in waking. Like, what if life is just a dream? What if that's why Grim is so weird? He's a dream of a mushroom man.
Wisdom save. Wisdom save.
Anyway, all right. I've tried this. I don't know if this is going to work, but we'll try it. So, I want to take Brapsi's hand, and first, I'm just going to try to imagine that Sirenita is here, and try to call to her that way to come to us. Because I don't know if I can take
If
Brapsi.
Dream Brapsi can be any
Roll a
assistance.
D100.
Shit, okay.
Righty, it is 25.
25. What did you say, Brapsi, before?
I was
Said he
just saying
failed to do
if-
this?
If Brapsi could, like, give guidance or an advantage or any.
No,
way.
this is
Yep.
her trying to contact the divine
Yeah.
via a dream
Mhm.
where she's taking another person with her, not even just visiting it herself. So it's
Mhm.
it's kind of like a divine intervention role.
Mhm.
And in that sense, when she attempts to do so, you do form this perfect replication of Sirenita, which is just a very tall, elongated, regal-looking version of Bropsy. And as she stands like towering above the two of you, she just like sits there looking at you. You can see like her beautiful opal necklace and her large rose gold wings with silver tips. She
Wow.
just sort of just stands above you and just this is the actual D&D description for Sirenita.
Is it?
Yes.
What?
Yes. I am
She's
not making
made
this
for
up
me.
because it is your aesthetic. It is actually her
Wow.
aesthetic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She's hot. We got it.
And she just like sits there, beautiful and like graceful. And then she goes,
No, that's weird. I don't like that.
You know how in dreams, when you think you can speak French and it sounds perfect while you're
Uh-huh.
dreaming,
Yeah, I don't
It-
like this.
it actually sounds like
What's
this.
French?
Very, very old Elvish language dialect.
Oh.
She has a mustache now, and she's going.
Oh no.
All right, go away.
She pops like a balloon and just.
I can try to take you with me to visit her, but clearly summoning her here is a big ask. I don't know that I'll be able to take you,
Okay.
but we'll try. So I'm going to do the
I
same thing
pretty
I did.
much
Yes?
like if you can contact her on your own, I pretty much just want to verify that she actually wants me to do it.
I think... Oh boy. This is a really tough situation because it feels like maybe what you were put with him for, to be backup.
But we
Not just to
we
raise
feel
him.
like we're at this point where he's in danger.
He is, and he's your son. I don't think she can tell you what to do any more than I can. I can tell you that the entire thing...
Technically, I didn't tell Seti what happened when I went to. I didn't tell anyone I was visiting Vala, did I?
Said he was there, I think.
I didn't...
Yeah,
No.
you went with
I went
Oren.
alone. No, the last time I went, where she told me she would not tell me
Oh, okay.
how to do it. She said you
Yeah,
need to
you went alone,
understand the risks. Yeah, I went
Oh, that
alone.
part,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, then I'll
Days are
get really
blending
caught up.
together now because we
Yeah,
did
very
so
much.
much.
Yeah, okay.
So I saw Bala, and she wouldn't tell me how to do it. She said that I needed to understand the risks of what I would be giving up. And that doesn't really make sense to me, because
Well, what they said, what Zafrael said, was that if you did it, you would not be allowed back. So what I think she means you'd be giving up is that you could not enter the realms of heaven, essentially. You could not be with your wife again.
well, I need clarification on that, because from what I understood, that was separate. Celestia's not where... It's not where my wife is.
She's in the positive planes. And he is the ruler of the positive planes. From what I understand. Seti would know this way better than I do. She's been studying him the whole time she's at school.
I mean, make a history check.
History!
That one I can give guidance
Well, you are giving guidance. You're literally telling her.
on.
It's a 13.
13. You're not really sure you understand exactly how the positive planes work. You know, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of positive energy planes, and that they sort of ride on a spectrum from more chaotic to more lawful. But you're not sure, like,
But it's not...
you've got in your head where you think you've got this theory, and you could be wrong about your theory about exactly what they meant. So you sort of have doubt about what you mean. Right. But it does seem like Bropsy has been studying up on those planes.
Yeah,
I sure did. I took notes.
These are just my impressions, and I am by no means an expert, but if I cannot get you to meet with her, I will ask.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't know how much clarification you'll get.
Well, can't hurt.
All right. So I will try to seek out the Serentia with
Serentia?
Sirenita. I told you I'm never gonna remember it. Siren, Samantha.
Samantha.
I'm going to try to seek her out with Bropsy.
All right.
And just try to keep Bropsy close and keep Bropsy in my mind so that I'm trying to bring her with me. But we'll see what happens.
Gonna be another D100 roll for this one.
Okay. Ooh, that's a 7.
Okay. So as you are parsing through the darkness, Bropsy, you feel yourself like being pulled forward, and for a moment, it feels as if you are stepping into the ocean face first.
Oh, fun.
Like if the ocean was a wall rather than a plane and gravity was forward, and you feel yourself almost being rushed with cold and pressure, and you can't breathe. You feel like you're drowning for a moment, and Seti then pulls you forward, and you step, and you hear the sound of like almost dripping water for a moment, and then you realize you were never wet. And Seti's still holding your hand. And you look in front of yourselves, and you look up at this sort of rising pavilion, clouds falling in all directions. This sort of almost look like strawberry marshmallows, just the tops of the clouds, just everywhere, just so bright and vibrant, and the sun licking them with color. You see these large columns rising up, and as they do, you see different pockets of floating chunks of earth. You see waterfalls falling from some of them as they sort of collide into pools on the ground below. And then there's this moment, and you hear from behind, "How did you arrive here then?" You look up and you see this massive, that you just witnessed, form of Sirenita as she glides gently down from the sky, effortlessly, her wings not even moving, as she just sort of steps lightly onto the platform where you are. The old stonework just seeming to almost like pulse as she touches it. Just like the entire area kind of lights up slightly.
She's mommy, so Bropsy does a little bow.
Yes.
Seti also.
You are abusing the weave, child.
I was not aware I was capable of such a thing.
You should learn what you're capable of before you start messing with the cosmos. Speak quickly if there's a reason that you're here.
Bropsy?
Oh God. I know that I can fix Orin's runes, but I was not told how I could do so until I understood what I would be giving up, she said.
There's a moment, and she sort of like looks, she says, "Well, I sense an echo. Is that why you're here?" And this whole time, you realize she hasn't been looking at Bropsy at all. She doesn't see her.
Oh,
What is she looking at?
Just you.
Oh,
oh, an echo. That's cool.
sorry. Bropsy's here. She needs clarity on what she would be giving up if she gave up her divinity to save Orin from Northot. Because Bala will not teach her how to do it unless she knows what she's giving up.
It's a fair bit of information I wasn't aware of.
Sorry. I thought I
No.
didn't realize.
There is no sorry in this situation. I do not know anything of the individual. I do not know anything of the process. I do know of Bropsy's divinity. And if she must sacrifice it, well, that is a lot.
Yes. She wanted guidance.
She will lose all the years. All of that time will never return to her. She will never feel the embrace of what her soul desires as her home in the afterlife. She will never feel in place again. If she's burning her divinity, she will begin as nothing but a mote of light here. New memories must be made.
Just
I
like
would
we are,
welcome her to
Miss.
my plane and bring her here, and she will meet a wife again someday. But it would
Does-
take many years before she...
Does the fact that she has joined with Zephyros have any bearing on her odds, her outcome?
Zephyros is the name of the wind. Like my friend Akati.
I am not familiar with your friend, I think, but
I would say that this is a sort of situation where I do not know. Truly.
okay.
I know many things, but even some of the most powerful gods may not know the answer to the questions you are seeking. She would be able to travel here normally after completing her task, and she would carry with her divinity, was well, the deal that I was aware of. But if something has come to pass to... Well, it's entirely Bropsy's choice.
Well, when you
Has
say
nothing to do with the bargain made.
completing the task, what do you mean?
Or at least why I'm not allowed to know it.
You referenced it last time, but we don't know for sure what the task is specifically.
To watch over the boy.
That's it?
To guide him. To keep him from darkness. And to prepare him for the battle to come. And if he were to turn, well...
That would be a failure of the task.
Yes. All I know is that she is his guide. To end the conflict.
I have to suppose she was chosen because she did have enough divinity that she could be backup rune giver.
Your assumption is as good as mine, child. Now speak quickly. You burn.
Perhaps is there anything else?
And you look and you see that you are... But your skin is like bubbling.
Ah, okay. Propsy, anything else?
Fuck.
I think that covers all the questions you told me to ask.
Fuck.
There's nothing else. Thank you, and I'm sorry.
Good. Now go. Hopefully your soul is not too damaged. She gestures with a hand and you...
Take Propsy
when you wake
back
up in the
to-
morning, you are gasping. And you look and you see that there are bubbles on your skin.
A little sunburn.
Healing word! No, not healing word. I need my spell slots.
There's no
It's an
damage.
ointment.
But your arm is a little roasted.
Okay.
Better moisturize.
Yeah, I mean, I've got disguise self, so, you know, I always put on my makeup anyway. I'll just smooth over the burns and nobody will be the wiser.
So you can change the music if you would like. It does feel
Yeah,
very dark.
it's, well, what's our next beat? Where are we going now?
Does anybody have anything else they needed to do before we began the competition?
This is what final day of leading up
This
to
is
it.
the day of. This is
Our
the day of.
Hey, oh, baby, we're here.
All right. Is there anything else anybody needs to do?
Do I need to roll for sales? Or no?
Oh, did you not roll for yesterday?
No, I mean for today, for like the new one.
We can get to that.
I didn't know if I was doing that the same way or not. Okay, yeah, good.
Okay. So, the first thing that greets all of the members of High Realm Academy is a knocking at your door. Which is strange because you've never received a knock on your door in this particular school before, because that's not the way your room seems to work. And yet there's a knock at your door. First it's quiet, just a little bit of... Then it's much louder. And then...
Mitnir's just staring at his door like, the fuck?
Do we even have doors? I thought it was a portal.
No,
Yeah,
there's a door. The door takes you only to your room.
Yeah.
So if we open the door, what do we see?
You open the door and you see Caldwell standing there going, "Wake up! Jesus Christ, wake up! You need to get dressed immediately. The open ceremony starts in 30 minutes.
Mitnir walks right out because he sleeps in his clothes.
Always ready for battle.
Yeah, so Mitnir comes up, sleeping in his clothes, just like, "Mitnir, you need to be in your robes, appropriate for the school."
Goes
Wait,
to his
did we get
closet.
robes?
Sorry, this is This is Cleary again. It's like, you need to be dressed up in your robes for the school. Completely different.
I'm assuming we have them in
Get
our
your ass
closet.
back in there. Check. My God, have you ever moved out or in? You have dress robes in your armoire.
I don't think I've ever opened that.
Does Mitnir know what an armoire is?
Mitnir goes back in without asking and just
He's
starts
like,
going through like every drawer, like everything's just like, what?
All right, so you go through and you see that there's like this full-on robe, like it's fitted to your size. It still lets your arms breathe. It still gives you your movement, but it's like it's gold and it has like a little bit of like just like this white like adornments on it, like just sort of like make it so it's just not damn gold robe all the time. And there's like a little emblem that's like at the center of your chest or a little bit off, your choice how you would like to do it for the robe to like sort of connect, but it's got a little emblem of what appears to be a unicorn, as far as you're aware. It's got like a weird horn and it looks a little
Inspects
different,
all of it,
but-
holding it, like 2 fingers, each side, just like, ugh.
So much clothing.
Meanwhile, on the other side, you hear, "Wake up, Mushroom King! It is the time to approach. We must move forward, sire. You, put these on." And you see that he's like shoving like yellow burlap robes onto you.
Do they fit over my clothes?
I mean, they fit over-ish. Like it's very relaxed.
We'll
They're
make
not
it
very
work.
nice.
We'll
It
make it
looks
work.
like the budget has not been put in specifically for good robes at Feywild's teachings.
Sorry, the dog won't leave me alone. But yes, you'll put it on.
All right, so you put on your robes, and you see that as you pull them on and you cinch it all together, you've got this really derpy, tall, pointy yellow hat that you can or cannot wear. It is your choice. But they say even though none of us are wizards, at least if we're at a wizard school, we might as well wear a wizard hat. That's the note that's like inside the hat as you
And I was
pull it
like
out.
printed on it, like like a
Oh yeah, it's like I went to SeaWorld and not like I was a shitty hat. Yeah. Yeah, it's that.
Sounds
Yeah,
good to me.
literally printed on there in
I went to not wizard
Oh,
school
then.
and they gave me this shitty wizard hat.
Yeah. So you put all your clothes on, you walk out, you see Brogy standing a mere 1.5 feet tall, just covered in this yellow robes. All you can see is just like the darkness glowering from underneath. You look over and you see like a slightly less shitty version of this on Mora, but even she's just like pulling at it and hating every second of it. As you guys get ready to head towards Logic's Landing, where the opening ceremony is meant to begin, Azurus nudges you, Propsy.
Me.
Oh yeah, and Steady. I guess Steady wasn't there. This is, yeah.
Are you
He
excited,
turns
hon?
over.
I feel like we got up 2 hours ago and we're like just ready and like we've had breakfast and we're like
Somebody.
Girls' night, girls' morning.
yeah.
Sorry. An individual that looks like sort of almost like a bright old man. Like he's sort of like he's very, very, very kind eyes, but he's got blue skin, horns, and a very well looked after beard. And he sort of knocks on your door, Bropsy.
Oh.
And he goes, "Oh, I'm very sorry. I do not know the individual you're here with."
Hello, I'm Seti. Nice to meet you. I should probably get going, huh?
Probably. I don't want you to be late.
Yes, if you do not belong to our school, I will see you at the opening ceremonies.
Excellent. See you there. Have fun, Bropsy. Bye. See you later.
Bye. Good luck.
And I go sprinting out to go get my robes.
Bropsy, I
Running
understand
while
you
she's
are
brushing her hair.
participating in the alchemy roulette for our school.
Oh, I am.
Good. Just so you know, there are some robes that you may check through.
Oh, yes.
They are in the Grand Hall. If you head that way shortly, would you like Azurus to come with you? Everyone is allowed one accompanying pet to the opening
But
ceremony.
I have two. What about you, Bai?
Unfortunately, you must choose one. I know this is a difficult situation for everyone, and everyone nobody wants to feel like they're choosing a favorite child, but this is for our school not to take up too much space. Don't forget, you're still allowed to participate in the petting zoo, if they so desire.
Oh. How's that sound, Azurus?
Fair enough. Azurus is too proud to be touched by grimy fingers of children.
Here I was about to say, yeah, that sounds good.
Well, in the meantime, in the interim, I will see you there, and we will all go to the ceremony together. And hopefully, get some budget for our school. The animals really need it.
I'll do
He
my
sort of
best.
trumps off into the distance. So with that, as you guys all spend your time getting dressed, getting prepped, does anybody do anything special with their appearance? Anything that they want to adjust to make themselves look a little cuter, or if they're doing anything to make
As
themselves
if we
more
aren't
impressive?
already cute.
We're the
I'm
best
just giving
looking
you the
We
option.
group in
Are
town.
the cutest team
What's
that
what's the
exists in all of
unicorn?
Selindor.
Look,
Is it like sewn in, or is it like a metal?
It is
like-
a medallion. It is a medallion. It is a solid gold medallion, and it's not exactly a unicorn. Like the horn doesn't look like all twisty like you would see a unicorn, and it doesn't have like exactly a horse face. It's got scales on it. It's almost like this weird sort of quasi draconic horse with like these really sharp, jagged horn coming out of its head.
so
Start
Seti
etching on it.
Seti, dresses into her robe, and then her disguised self for the day will feature in, like more like white, and then like golden yellow, and then like her eyes will be more of like sunrise than sunset. Like the purples are bright blues instead. Just going
Okay.
and like maybe like some like golden like body glitter kind of thing.
Cool. So as you arrive back at your school, you see Celeste standing there, and she is in her robes, and they look regal. She is this like beautiful golden sorceress standing there. Her hair just like alight under the sort of fluorescent hues of the.
Holy
Hyrule
shit,
Gagnor.
Celeste! You look hot as fuck. Look at you.
Oh, Well, thank you very kindly, dear. You, on the other hand, look not dressed properly.
I'm here to put on my robes. I'm ready to go. We're great. And I pop in, and I grab my robes, throw them on, come back out looking perfect.
Looking perfect. Okay. So she says, well, I guess at this point, all the prep that we've done is what we've done. But I do have a few pieces of information. I know what the first round boons are.
Oh, that's good. Wow. I'm not going to ask how you know that. Spill the
How do
tea.
you do that?
Stop it, Mitnir. Shut up.
I have spent some time speaking with individuals, and I have learned that the central boon will be the health gain, as usual.
All right.
12 seconds stood uninterrupted in order to receive it, but each of us could receive it once. It is not a single use.
12. Wait. Each of us can use this once?
Correct, during the
Alright.
match. And I believe it will give us half of our vitality that we originally begin with, in addition.
So
Recover it even if you're injured.
12 seconds to get half of your vitality back. Up
Or
to.
an additional 50%.
Oh, okay.
50%
Correct.
temporary hit points.
That's pretty good.
I mean, basically, we're going in with a sigil that will break if we lose the amount, which I believe is quite a potent amount. If there was a way to truly measure vitality, I would say it would be in the triple digits, but only just.
All right. The other boons?
Yes, the other one is to help you with whatever the other one sets up. We'll give you a boon in order to open it, but it requires you to do a sort of puzzle, as it were, which is difficult enough in fighting, but I believe I could crack it given the opportunity.
All right. After
And then the third boon, those two are to be expected, but the third boon is the one that's always the trickiest. We never know what it's going to be. It's different every round. But it looks like they gave an opportunity for individuals to gain points, even if they're not going to advance during the round.
What do you mean?
You can sacrifice 5 vitality, 5 hit points, in order to gain 1 point for your school added to the total tally.
Oh.
Whereas if we advance, we receive 50 points. And if those that lose only receive 25, they might find a way sacrificing themselves to still make a decent amount of points and basically throw the match.
So you can use that one as many times as you want?
Well, you can use it as much as you want, assuming it doesn't completely drain you, and, well, you're out when you're out of hit points.
It's a good backup plan. If we're going to lose anyway, we might as well just all go stand there and defend it with our lives.
I highly suspect that Feywild Teachings will head immediately there with all 3 players and try to drain themselves completely during that time.
You mean Blackstaff?
Oh, no.
Feywild.
I have no idea. Feywild Teachings.
If we go up
They
against
are
them. All right.
classically known for not giving a shit about anything that requires actual work.
Mm-hmm.
Do we just let them do
That
that and
tracks.
take the win? If that's the case?
Or we
If
fireball the
it is
area
that-
and kill them all.
Those are options. But I wanted to throw that information out to you before we began.
Excellent.
We are not until the afternoon, of course, but till then.
Good work. I'm looking forward to working with you out on the field. I think we're going to do well and we're going to have a lot of fun. I feel good about today. I hate
Well,
wizards.
I
but
may
think...
not be myself during the time, but I will be focused.
Excellent. I've got your back. I high five everybody. not my
Got
night.
your back. All right. So, meanwhile, back over at Feywild Teachings, it's like, so we're throwing Boxbreaker, yeah? Yes, of course we're throwing Boxbreaker, says Willow at the head of the class, sitting with her massive, like, the brim, it's like a massive sun hat version of the wizard's hat, but it's like 4 foot wide. And she's like, of course, dear, we're entirely throwing it. None of us want to get in with those wizards when it comes to breaking boxes. We don't break boxes, we hide our weed in boxes.
It's the
Yes, so-
urban sombrero from Seinfeld.
Get there as quickly as possible and spend all of your hit points on immediate points. It says, Righto, I'll do it. And you look over there and you see like this individual standing there with he's got like a hamburger on his head. And he's just like completely like his eyes are facing two different directions. Okay. So, as everybody begins getting the last little tidbits ready, preparing themselves both mentally, physically, if you so desire to stretch beforehand, you begin heading out of your schools, down one by one in the elevator, and sort of pulling up at the entrance of Logic's Landing. You can hear the sound of crowds sort of like cheering and whistling. You can hear kids laughing and giggling and running around in the fields. From what you can see where you are, and there's a bit of a gate sort of before each one sort of housing you in, and you can see that the headmaster of your school is at the lead of each one, of each of the schools that you guys are in. Standing there looking out ahead, and you can hear the people, but you can sort of see the grass. It's just completely the sort of plain grass that you guys have. It says, we're actually on the 5th lawn. So, once we get everything all set up. Well, best of luck to everyone. And remember that you are members of, and this is general
Insert
old
school
man
here.
voice. Insert school here. I guess that would have been High Realm. He would have been like, remember that you are of the High Realm. So conduct yourselves accordingly.
Woo!
Also, thank you. Also, have fun out there. And those of you with special assignments, it looks between the two of you, and Orin, remember your duties. And as the gates open, you guys are greeted with a rush of sound. Meanwhile, on the other side, you got Willow saying, all right, everybody, if you're going to rob people, make sure you do not get caught robbing people. I don't want the fiasco of last time when we're disqualified halfway through. Grim, did you start a Sooth Salt Empire during the past week?
It did, yes.
Good. You'll want to pick up your drug dealer after the first round of Alchemy Roulette. You were directly conflicting with our own trade.
Okay, all right. Well, we can run it through the school. It's okay.
No, it's fair enough. We just detained her. Don't worry. She's in a room with all of our amenities, so she's probably fucked right now.
She's probably doing okay, yeah.
Not important. Remember, everyone. Don't get caught.
Don't get caught. So get caught.
Still allowed to win, right? Like that's okay if I win.
Absolutely. If you win something, woohoo! Big
Okay, me and
woohoo.
Mora are gonna win in that one, and then I'm gonna win the other one.
Win everything. I do not know what you're saying.
Are you in
Brogy
any
is-
events, Brogy?
Brogy is in events.
What events are you in, Brogy?
Brogy is in box breaker.
Oh, okay. Okay, have fun. You're gonna go stand on the thing and die? That doesn't sound like you.
I'm going to sacrifice things that do not going to good.
Okay.
I
Just,
will
you
be the short one. Stop lying, Brogy. It's unbecoming. He's not in Boxbreaker. However, he's part of your crew, isn't he?
I mean, he's part of my crew. Yeah, he helped me with all of my stuff. I just,
Yes, he's part of your presentation team.
Well,
That's
that's
his
true.
logo.
Yeah, Brogy. Yeah.
He's like,
Box breaker is what I am doing, and I will win.
By himself. He's a team of one. His own school.
meanwhile, over at the next school, you hear like, so who did you bring with you as your quote unquote pet? Propsy?
Well, I had to bring Azurus because everyone knows Azurus.
Okay, so you've got Azurus like sitting in. Are you riding Azurus? I mean, how do you want to do this?
Sure. Let's go all out. It's a day.
Yeah, so you're riding Azurus, and Azurus is just like, does Azurus get her armor yet?
I don't know if the enchanting was finished.
I don't know if the enchanting was finished or not.
Beelan
Well-
just finished it yesterday.
No, I finished the armor several days ago.
Really?
and then went to go get it shaded.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Why is
Go
that on my
ahead
notes
and roll me
registered?
a d20, and add your charisma modifier.
Charisma modifier.
+1.
Yeah. see if you could swag
How
them into it.
convincing were you to get this guy to work overtime?
5.
5. Yeah, unfortunately, Zeris does not have her armor prepared
That's
in
fine.
time, but it'll be ready by tomorrow, so that's good. So as you guys are all sitting and waiting to go, there's just a cacophony of noise, both from birds chirping and you can hear like a lion come in the background. It's like, all right, now remember everyone, don't let anybody nibble on the guests. It is all right to nibble if they are in the petting zoo, especially if they're doing petting zoo roulette. However, everybody have fun out there. And bring as much as we can back to Neverwinter Academy. We've had a rough go of it over the years, the centuries, as it is. But our small little offshoot has flourished into what it is today. And well, I truly believe that if we put our minds together... Oh shit, the gate's opening. Let's go. So as the gates open, you are all greeted by a cacophony of noise as people cheer. And one by one, they begin introducing the different schools. And you hear like, over here, Enchanter's Academy. Last year hosting 412 points. And then you can see them walking, and they above them there is an illusion of a copper lion, just like roaring and scaring all the kids on either side of the lawn as they come out down their walkway. And each of them are standing like rigidly, wearing their copper robes. And the same situation continues down for each of the schools. Silverwind Academy, 363 points in last year's pentathlon. And you see them walking with a coatl flying above their heads, which is like a sort of air serpent from the celestial realms. Our own, run by Primus. Prime Thought Academy, 344 points last year. And you see they are walking in their pure white robes, and you can see like this mechanical owl just like flying. Again, this illusionary spell flying over, and it's kind of like hooting, but like hoot, hoot, like just like in this weird sort of like robotic kind of hoot, 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 hoot sound. Fourth last year, Neverwinter Academy. And as you, Bropsy, your group goes out, all in your sort of like gray, earthy robes. A lot of you guys covered in a little bit of dirt from literally just having serviced the stalls at the school.
Mhm.
And there's a gray raven illusion flying above you. Next, fifth and last year's rank, 285 points on the technicality. Higher Academy. So as the gate opens for the three of you, and you begin heading out, you see above you appears this sort of like lightning unicorn of gold, and you can see like just energies like flecking off of it. This sort of like violent looking unicorn as it dances above you. Those of you who do know, it is a Kirin. If anybody wants to Google what that looks like for their own edification of what this is. Next is Sorcery Academy, and you see a green spoopy, looks like it's made out of gemstone above them. We won't go into the detail. Blackstaff Academy, and you see a blue rat, and everybody looks miserable. They're like, God, fucking, why is it a rat? I just don't. Why aren't we black? Why don't we have black robes? Like you can still see that like there's just like a little bit of shame as they go out in their blue wizard's robes. And they're walking and they're trying to look cool. And you can see most of their outfit is still like as dark as possible. Like it's like midnight blue. And they still have like this like, blue emblem of a rat on it. And they're like looking over at the school with the raven above their head. Like, fuck you. Making their way down the way. Necrom Academy comes out with a blood red bat. Risen Mind of Ystrandi literally has an elder brain hovering and like sending tentacles out and scaring the children.
Rude.
The and then second to last, Inveruna comes out, and as they
I've
do,
got my glasses on, by the way.
You got your
and
glasses on?
I'm like flipping back and forth between them so I can
You
see
put
their
your
real.
glasses on, and what you see is 5 individuals in black robes.
Really? I see the same thing both within and without? Oh, that's interesting. All right.
As they walk forward, there is a black, like it's a strange thing. It's just like this sort of, it looks like black leaves are falling off of a dead, withered tree, and yet it's still like it's flourished, but like the leaves are black, and that's kind of like falling behind it as they trail. And then, and last place, as usual, Feywild's Teachings. And then as you guys are walking in the yellow robes and everybody's just like, hey, how's it going? You can see that there's this mushroom that is growing the length as they walk. And it just looks like a gradually getting erect penis as they make their way down the lawn.
That's what it is.
As you guys sort of conglomerate where you belong in your respective locations, as you were told to stand, and your headmasters head to the front. Lord Primus, the headmaster, whatever the word is for the top headmaster, it's like emeritus, I guess, whatever, of of the school that is Selindor Academy proper, stands up on the stage and says, well, everybody, welcome to the 421st Selindor Academy Academic Interscholastic Super Duper Pentathlon.
Woo!
Like, sorry, I added a few words there. I got really excited. Well, I want you all to know that here at this school we take learning to be of the utmost important. But second to that is kicking ass.
Woo!
And everybody's just, oh God. And all the other headmasters are just like, are just covering their eyes. It says, so remember today as you compete, you put your minds, your hearts, maybe even your steel on the line. That if you do not kick ass, you are not proper wizards.
That he doesn't woo because we're not wizards.
we like, look at each other like,
Everyone looks at him and he's like, sorry, you're not proper students.
Woo.
Well, remember, if you cheat, best not get caught. If you're doping, try not to look like a deranged animal. And if you're a deranged animal, well, welcome to Selindor Academy. There's like a few hoots and cheers. And he says, remember, the team that, the school that has the best sales in the fairgrounds will receive points in the higher amount. So everybody do your best out there. All you guests, do your best to support the school and the fairground events that you enjoy the most. So without further ado, let's begin the party. And he gestures his hands out, and as he does, the lawn begins to wither in certain areas. And from below, as it parts, you see buildings just skyrocket out of the lawn in different locations. On the 6 lawns, there's just two different like event centers each, and as they boom and open up, people start cheering and yelling, and there's like flashes of lights as all of the different school mascots that are made out of illusions begin dancing into the air, fighting one another and just colliding and collapsing and disappearing until eventually they all fall down and collide and reform into Logic Landing's fountain, where they are all now made out of their school colors and are dancing around and vying for the top spot, but they're all at the bottom. Rising up from this, you see as he gestures around, Lord Primus gestures around, all these different gears start falling from the ceiling and they start colliding around what appears to be like this large sheet of glass. And a scoreboard appears for each of the schools. And he says, "Here, the prime catalog has been changed indeed. This here on the scoreboard, and let the games begin." And there's sort of just like a rocket shoots out of his fingertips. And you're off. There's a moment, and then somebody else comes up to the microphone and says, "Alchemy Roulette will begin in 1 hour. Halls of erudition, Alchemy Chamber 1. Alchemy Chamber 1 for Alchemy Roulette Round 1. Halls of erudition." Then it hangs up. And as the people begin taking their positions, you can see that like all of the different school heads are just watching over everybody dispassionately on this sort of like risen parapet. And the day is yours. So you guys have an hour before Alchemy Roulette. What would everybody like to do?
Are they gonna let me use the thing or no? The Semisphere? No, wait, I have the timed out cauldron. Never mind. We don't need the Semisphere. They're gonna present that in the invention thing, right?
Yes, they are.
Okay. I was like, oh, I could use that. Need that work.
All right, cool. Well, what would everybody like to do? The fairgrounds are open. You guys see that there's lots of different events going on. I want to just start listing them because it could take a while, and I'm only going to do the ones you're interested in.
So when does Box Breaker? The afternoon?
Boxbreaker begins after Alchemy Roulette is completed.
So we could put our heads together with Celeste and do some more like strategizing, information gathering. We could try to like seek out the Black Staff team and kind of like see what they're up to, and or we could just go fuck around in the fairgrounds.
Entirely up to you. That's why I'm asking, what would you all like to do? The fairgrounds are bustling. People are immediately running to like the kids, the what appears to be like really rich, like Dubois, kind of like bourgeoisie. Is that basically what it is? Bourgeoisie, like, are all just slowly walking towards things and then kind of maybe like picking up the skirt and running a little extra fast to get to the thing they want to get to. You see all the rough and tumble people immediately heading over to whatever Silverwind has. There's some fine individuals walking into some very fancy looking buildings that have just sort of popped out of here. And these are not small places. Like the things that exist here, these like fairgrounds, these are covering large sections of this nearly mile across tower.
I won't participate, but I'm going to go see the Hammer games.
All right, so as you show up Silverwind, you do see that there is a fairground. It is like a dirt pit, and there's just like all these different things set up, all these tents, and like different, like there's an obstacle course like made with different ropes, and like there's like these automated like swinging wooden, basically like the martial arts dummies, but they have just like big like cushioned sections so that they like hit people as they run through. And then sitting in the center of the table is the drinking hammer, which is surrounded by what appears to be like 15 kegs that are just all set to a different tap. And then there's the drinking hammer in the middle. And people are immediately walking over there, be like, and you can see Throm's like, "This is the drinking hammer." And he's like calling it out. "Those of you who wish to challenge, there are 5 games." And he's like starts going over like the different games that there are to play. "Anyone who can beat me in the final game gets a special reward. So try your best, folks. 5 gold pieces per event."
Seti, we should do this after Boxbreaker.
I'm in. This is awesome.
So that's what they're doing. That's what Silverwood's
5 gold
doing.
per try.
Yeah, I'm going to fail immediately, but it will be fun doing it.
Is anybody interested in any of the other fairgrounds, or we just want to head to Alchemy Roulette?
I feel like we'll maybe wander, right? Like we'll check things out, meander. But unless they have something like super awesome for sale that I absolutely have to buy, then we can kind of gloss over that.
I mean, I mean, it's entirely up to you what you think is worth you to like. For instance, is there any school you're interested in checking out? Because like I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
just
I would be
start reading them
curious
right
what
away.
my own school is doing. Like, I don't know if I've heard anything through the grapevine, like what we're up to.
Yeah, so as you walk by High Realm Academy's area, you see what appears to be like an open stall, very fancy looking farmers market. There's lots of
Oh,
foodstuffs
I
and
love a farmer's
knickknacks,
market.
and there are you can see like there's like a booth that just says nectar and ambrosia. Um,
Wait, is it okay? Wait, we're trying that. We're trying that.
there is just like some of the juiciest meat you've ever seen. It says straight from the beastlands, and it's like this massive skewer
Midnear!
with just like what appears to be like a winged pig being roasted.
Oh,
Like
that's just
when
sad.
pigs fly, when
Makes me
pigs
so
fly,
sad.
and yet legitimately, and you can see like an individual walks up and he's like, I want some pig wings. Yeah.
Just drool.
Okay, so this is where we're staying the rest of the morning, right? I'm gonna try one of everything that's vegetarian. And Miner's gonna try one of everything that's not vegetarian. Maybe
we can't
two.
fill up before we go compete.
I mean, sure we can, right? We've had big meals before, you know. I mean, no drinking and no anything that makes you bloated, but you know.
Is it a
Aaron,
meal without drinking?
what are you doing during all this? What
Yes,
are you
it
looking at?
is. Drinking is dessert.
Were you talking
Or
to
what are
me?
you? Yeah, what are you looking at? What are you looking at during this fairground? Is there anything you want to check out?
I'll probably just be looking through the booths, see if there's any interesting things I could buy for my inventions. I don't know.
I mean, there's less selling going on of like goods than there is like experiences. So like there's lots of competitions on like fun little games. There's literally a haunted cavern, like a spooky haunted cavern. There's a room where you could walk in and it's like this fancy gaudy looking building, and you walk in and the seats are all velvet and they spray you with whatever perfume you would like. Like there are some weird things going on here. A little bit of something for everybody, and in the case of the perfume room, maybe only for the bourgeoisie. But who knows?
I mean,
Probably
we're
saw
fucking
fucking
around.
rich now, right?
Feywell's
are
got to be
pretty
selling
rich.
drugs, right?
You go to the Feywilds thing, and you find out that they have an actual full-blown candy store.
Nice.
Hmm.
We know what's in those candies.
Andy.
They also sell candy for children, but there's all kinds
no,
of
no,
candies.
kids, you can't have this
It's like-
candy.
Their candy shop is kind of like, you know,
Adult
Ron
candy.
Weasley's or whatever, like the Harry Potter candy shop where you go in and
Yeah.
everything is like magical and different and goofy. So yeah, Feywild Teaching has a massive candy store.
Nice. I was just wondering
Oh,
if they had the
shit,
big
that's where I
pot
want
there
to
full
be.
of stew. They're just feeding people unlimited stew.
Yeah, so there's also like you guys walk by Blackstaff Towers and you see that it's literally just like this really quiet it's like an actual like sort of like small gastropub or like coffee shop, and it says on the entrance, it just says a quiet corner, and they're like the furthest removed from the center, and like you walk in and like immediately as you walk in there's a cone of silence around you, and you can just sit there and the fairgrounds go to nothing.
That's very
So
cool.
you don't, it's up to you if you actually want to spend time and figure out what that place is about. But as you walk in, everything goes quiet. You can't even hear each other sitting 5 feet of like talking to each other individually. And it's just like this really quiet little cozy coffee shop with like books and board games and all kinds of fun stuff. Bropsy, I assume that you're going to go to the petting zoo.
Yeah, I guess so.
So there's, you go, like as you go to the petting zoo, you see that there are a variety of different creatures, aquatic, non-aquatic, like
Mm.
land creatures. There's like this full-on petting zoo with where you could fight, where you not fight, where you could
Anything fun for wild shape?
I mean, there's like giant sloths.
That's pretty cool.
which are fun to pet. But like giant goats, there's like a big petting zoo area where you can just like ride the different giant animals, like a giant badger, and they're all like super sweet. And then there's a bunch of bags. I think it's 10 bags, like sitting in a row. And they say, "Step right up, anybody who wants to try the mystery petting game, petting zoo roulette."
I step up.
I say, "Oh, Bubsy, you might be a bit of a cheat on this one, but guess all 10 correct for an incredible prize. If you want to play, it's just 10 gold per entry."
I'll do it. Fuck. That's what fairs are for.
All right, so as you pay your 10 gold and you step up, you stick your hand in the first bag. Make a nature check.
I strongly despise that nature is intelligence based. 5.
You got a 5?
Yes, I'm not good at these.
You pet something, and you are flabbergasted almost instantly as to what this creature could be. It's strange. It's like kind of licking you, but you're not sure like what it's got going on. It's got a very large tongue. That's something that you can feel.
Well,
And
clearly that's a
probably has-
tonguey boy.
And it's got pretty sharp teeth. So you can take a guess that it's got sharp teeth and
That's a tonguey boy.
nice sticky tongue. So you say it's a tonguey boy?
That's a tonguey boy.
So he looks at you and goes, "That's incorrect. It's not a tonguey boy. But I'll write it down. Move on to the next one." Make a check. Make a nature check.
I could be using advantage on this, but I don't really care because again, I'm not good at this. 10.
10. You feel feathers. And then suddenly your
That's
hand
me!
suddenly gets pecked, but like not aggressively. And you could like just feel it like just like grabbing your fingers and like just picking them up and like dropping them. It seems like a normal sized creature. Do you have a guess?
It's a me.
Probably also not correct. And you just keep going to the next one. And he's like, "All right, make a nature check."
Oh boy. 16. I almost got a nat 20.
You feel something truly slimy on the other side.
It's a grim boy.
It is almost like a slippery sensation. You get a little bit of acidity on your fingers, and you're like, oh, I see what's happening here. And like you can like immediately like fleck your fingers off, and you know that you just fed some kind of frog, maybe a giant frog, maybe a giant toad. You're not 100% sure, but do you have a guess?
I've been one of these. I've literally been one of these. It's a hippie hop.
Hippie hop. All right, so you continue down the line with this information. And,
even if I know what it is, even if I like nat 20 and understand exactly what species this is, I'm saying something ridiculous.
So it puts it down and says, "Well, I can't speak for certain, but it is highly likely that you will not be returning for the finals to win the grand prize. Unfortunately, you got, and I can't say for certain, probably 0 out of 10 correct. You are disgraced to our school. Have a wonderful party."
Perhaps he's just too excited.
I'm just having fun, my guy.
You feel scales.
Also,
You're like,
I don't
"Is it a
have
dragon?"
I have no sensation in these. I hold my hands up to
He says, "Thank you so much for supporting our school, Propsy. Always a pleasure to see you." All right.
That's fine.
Does anybody have anything? they
My
wanna do?
hands
You
are
guys wanna
literally on fire right now.
move into alchemy roulette.
Every time I clap, it gets worse.
Go for it.
Okay. So, time continues on, and you guys enjoy yourselves. You eat, you imbibe, you just enjoy whatever it is that tickles your fancy. Meanwhile, Bropsy and Grim begin heading where they're going for the competition. And Grim, you were accompanied by your fellow competitor in Alchemy Roulette. That is Mora. She goes,
Period.
let's do our best.
Let's win it. I guess we're only progressed to the next round. But let's go.
win
Let's
it.
progress.
Let's win the whole damn thing.
Yeah. Good
And you
time
guys,
dial cauldron.
hell yeah. I could really use one of those. We could have used one of those in the cauldron that we were in, which was kind of like a super big time dial cauldron. But what if we put a time
Double
dial
time.
cauldron inside of a time manipulating cauldron? When we break reality, would time crescendo into the darkness as everything swallows us whole? She looks up into the sky, just like hopefully. And you've learned this over the past 6 months that she may have a kink for the heat death of the universe. Like,
Usually, oh, Mora, you saying silly things again.
so as individual wizards of all different types begin finding their locations, you have half of the bench. Mora has the other half of the bench, and you guys are separated by like a small divider, but you can discuss but not help to one another directly. And you see individuals begin to take their spots at their respective schools in this sort of large, it almost just looks like a classroom for like chemistry, but the entire surrounding area is just covered in just reagents and ingredients and shells, glass baubles everywhere. Like you see like shrunken heads and like liquefied, you assume some sort of whole creature based on the way that it's labeled. And there are pretty much any kind of ingredient you could possibly imagine in all directions around you. And it's almost like a mixture of a typical alchemy class and Iron Chef. Looking up around you, you see this sort of rising crescendo of bleachers that just sort of like almost looks like it's bending back over you near the top in a way that if anybody sat in the seat that they would just be falling directly in. That's like how insane this build is for all these people. And surprisingly, and this isn't something that you probably expected, it is filling up fast. You're not sure if it's everybody that was out there on the lawn, but it is at least 50% of the people. Like it is a lot. There's a huge amount of interest from Alchemy
Like
Roulette.
everybody at Midnir who's busy.
Like half of its students that are just sitting there like being super interested. And as you guys come in, you see that popping up from like a small little tube in the ground is an individual. You're not sure if it's a Modron or if it's some other iteration from the Modron race. As it pops up, it immediately sticks out about 6 arms and twists its body. You can see his like strange quasi-humanoid face that's just sort of like pieces of banded metal, and you can see like an eye of 2 different sizes, and like its mouth is covered in like a sort of grate. And as it sits up there and like begins twisting strangely with its body, it says, "Welcome everyone to Alchemy Roulette Round 1. Remember, if you are caught cheating, you will be disqualified immediately. Protect your cauldrons from cheating, otherwise you may lose. All those here, in round 1, you will be making a very simple recipe that you should all know. The Alchemist Guide, encyclopedias, are not allowed. This is based on your skill and knowledge as an alchemist. Any ingredients surrounding are available, and it should be everything you need to create your region, your potion, or salve, or what have you." I didn't plan this out properly. I'm bad at speeches. He's just like, and he's like, "You will be able to use one of the special ingredients provided for you. Choose which one carefully. They have already been slightly processed, so that they are not easily discerned." And then you see like all these different colors and like different types of materials are placed in front of each and every one of you, and I think it's 6, might be 7 different materials. I think it's 7 materials, but I'll find out in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8 materials. So there are 8 different materials sitting in front of you. And they're like different colors, different, like some of them are a little bit flaky, some of them have been like kind of like gelatinous, some of them are a bit oily. It's hard to tell like exactly what they are. It says, so come up and receive, well, not come up, just in 5 minutes we will begin, and we will receive your potion. You must then discern what the potion is and recreate it in the time limit of 2 hours. You have 5 minutes to collect yourselves. Good luck. Brapsy, you were there, and you were there with a completely black tabaxi, who you have met before.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of like, he reminds you of sort of like a little brother type. Like he's got like younger brother vibes, and he's like, who looks up to you even though he's looking way down on you. And he goes by the name of Corin. If there's any other individuals you guys would like to keep an eye out on or look for, or anything like that, now is the time before we begin to investigate your opponents. Also, is anybody watching on the outside?
I'm watching.
Okay.
I'm watching.
Mitnir's eating meat
Mitnir's
or
not.
doing the hammer games.
I was yeah, he's just in the generally looking for the black robes. Like
Black Reps keeping.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody keeping out an eyes for Inveruna or investigating Inveruna or whatever, go ahead and give me your rolls.
Investigation or perception?
Yeah. This is going to be perception. I'll start.
Exactly. So it's a 423.
28.
it's a 10. This snack bar is really good.
Yeah, you're really enjoying that snack bar. Warren, were you also rolling for it, or?
Yep.
Ooh.
Nat 20 for 24.
24.
the
Well, keeping
highest
your
I
eyes
could
out for
possibly
people
roll.
in black robes. You notice, first of all, and I'm going to go ahead and roll this back because you guys didn't really ask or say anything about it, but I'm going to say that just because I might not have given you enough time. You did see all the headmasters from all 12 schools for the first time sitting up on this sort of risen platform when the announcement was given for the games to start. Including that was a man who was sitting in a black suit, basically. Like it doesn't have like a tie or anything, but it is just like clean black lines. No real discernment whatsoever. He had like completely almost like greased back hair and just like a very like stiff persona to him. And he is sitting in the audience and looking down at them. With the exception of that, you see 2 individuals almost completely indiscernible from one another, wearing just pure black robes and a hood. Can't see their faces, can't see anything about them, and they're sort of, again, trying really hard to not be perceived. Like whenever you try to look at them, you have to try really hard to perceive them,
Right.
even though they're standing in front of everybody.
Okay. The first guy with this, did I recognize? Sorry, I'm trying to take notes in 2 places.
You
where
have
it's easy to
never
type, but
necessarily seen this in like. Make me an insight check.
oh, okay. It's a 17.
17. I mean, he looks very. It's hard to describe, but he's got like a kind of slimy presence to him, and yet he still looks very intelligent and aware and very formal. Like he's not. He's got like a strange sense to him, but that's all you really get with a 17.
Okay.
Meanwhile, yeah, you see 2 individuals down there about to begin. Do you have
But-
interest in any of your other competitors, Propsy or Grim? Sorry, what was you had a question?
Well, I was like, if I'm still like waggling my glasses on and off while I look at them, do I still see the same thing both ways?
Yeah, so like looking at it, I guess they wouldn't have it up here. No, you see one of them is just what appears to be an empty like outfit. Like you see that there is just the robe just sort of hanging there. And you can see that there are strings
Ooh,
attached to its shoulders and its head.
like a puppet.
And they are being held up by tentacles that are coming from underneath the robe of the other individual.
Ooh. Okay, puppet and puppet master. Puppet master. Totally different thing. All right, cool.
How much did you
What
say the time dial cauldron reduces? Is like 1/10?
I believe it's 1/10.
Well, then a common would, instead of taking 8 hours, would take 48 minutes.
So right now you're not using a time dial cauldron.
Oh, well, then how are we supposed to do them in 2 hours?
Good question. But from now on, you guys are no longer allowed to look at the potion book.
Well, yeah, no, but I know that 8 hours is a common potion.
Yeah. So you guys are not allowed to look at the book. So as they're 5 minutes fast, unless wait, Bropsy, Grim, do either of you guys want to note or pay attention to any of your fellow competitors? Or are you just focusing what you're doing?
I mean,
Some of them are conversing with each other, making noise.
they
Unless they're
haven't said what the potion is, right?
No. You haven't received your potion yet.
Well, then I'm just gonna go ahead, like before we start, I'll cast enhance ability at level 3 to increase wisdom on both me and Moira.
Okay. See, a couple of other people are also weaving a little bit of magic before this begins.
Also doing enhance ability.
So we have that going for us.
Cool. All right. Well, since nobody else seems particularly interested in the other competitors,
I'm
says,
focused.
all right, so you guys are focusing on things. You hear like a little bit of like, dissension among the competitors as they sort of smack talk each other, but you don't really focus on it. You're just focused on keeping track of yourselves, those that you're participating, and in Varuna, those that you are not. As the mechanical beam begins to whir once again, everybody sort of returns, if they had veered off to yell at one another or anything like that, back to their individual locations, in front of all their chemical supplies and their 8 mystery ingredients. And as they sit there, they look ahead and they're all focused. He says, "So, let alchemy roulette round 1 begin." And then it gestures, and as it does, something rises up from the center of your desk as it opens up and a small little platform rises. And with that, I need both of you to roll a d10, and then we're going to go take our break.
All right, here we go, Moira. We rolled a 5.
8.
So you have 5, 8. Yeah. So write down 5 and 8 for me, so it's just so I know.
Yeah,
And then
I mean it's on the
I'm rolling-
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't see it. I got too many things. And we've got a 3 and a 6. So Moira got a 3. You guys can write that down for yourselves. And Corin got 6. All right. So with that, as you guys receive your individual potions, we will go ahead and take our break. We'll be back in about 5 minutes as you guys look over the strange thing that has been put in front of you. So, as you look at the strange thing in front of you, whatever it might be, alchemy roulette begins. So, to begin with, Grim,
Yes.
You look, and all you know for certain is that you have what appears to be a thick, greasy salve.
Thick,
Bropsy,
greasy salve.
Mm.
you have what appears to be a viscous, oily salve with a strong menthol smell. You look over and you see that sitting in front of Mora, sorry,
Mhm.
is a faint purple liquid. And sitting in front of your other friend is what appears to be some sort of like yellow, slightly bubbly vial in front of Corin.
Oh, the music stopped. What happened?
Oh yeah, it did. It did feel kind of dead in here.
It's playing. It's just not
So-
playing.
Proceed.
I mean, do we just make like an alchemy check to see if we can figure out what it is?
It comes down to like, what do you want to do? So do you want to try to just discern what it is?
And I'm Grim will poke a finger in it and taste it. Because it's Grim.
Make me a perception check.
Yes. With advantage because I already put that thing on. 29.
29. Great start.
Should I also do a perception?
So here's I'm revealing this to you now after you do your first roll. But you guys are going to get 5 total rolls in the development of what it is.
Oh.
Depending on how you do on the previous roll, you will have advantage or disadvantage or no effect on the following roll. This will help you overall create what you need to create. And your total roll is what's going to be used to determine how well you did.
You mean like all
Compared to the
5 rolls
others.
combined, or
All rolls combined. So, the 29, Grim. You seem to be getting a pretty good start going. The second you put this thing in your mouth, you can immediately tell that whatever this is contains a variety of different unguents that are used mostly for their smell. You can see that there's like cedar oil in it and some sort of acidic oil. And you do know that this is something that you learned in like the basics of alchemy, but you don't remember necessarily what it is because you've been practicing with other potions. But these are lesser potions that you're making here. Potions that everybody sort of knows how to make, but maybe would have to consult their almanac to really know how to make them.
Okay.
So whatever this is one of the salves. Based on what you have perceived tasting it, you know that it is bitter. It is not something that gives you a consumed effect.
Mm-hmm.
But rather is applied to your
Yeah.
body.
You said the smell. I could smell cedarwood oil and what else?
Just a bunch of bitter
Like acid, right? Like bitter
yeah,
acid.
bitter acidic materials. So basically stuff that maybe like lemon, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
or some sort of citric acid of some kind.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, it's not meant to be consumed. It is meant to be applied
A
to the
salve
body.
of some kind. Right?
It is, yeah. I mean, you knew that. You knew that it would be a salve of some kind when you looked at it. But you get a pretty good idea of what this is. You haven't exactly placed it, but you have advantage on your check to whatever your next check is. Bropsy, what are you doing with what you've been given? Which is a viscous, oily salve with a strong menthol smell.
Mm-hmm. Were we given any tools in front of us?
You have your alchemy kit. You have everything you need.
Well, I do think I'm gonna just go the grim route first and not put it in my mouth, but like rub it on my skin because If it's a menthol salve, that seems like a medicine thing to me.
could be.
It feels soothing as you put it on. Go ahead and make me a perception check for this one.
It's an 18 base. I don't know. Are we actually doing advantage from the enhanceability or?
Yeah, if you use enhanceability.
guidance.
Yeah.
No spamming.
I got an 18 again.
You rolled an 18
Twice.
total?
Without guidance.
Is that with the bonus and everything total?
It would be 19 total.
19 total. Okay. Yeah. So you get the feeling that this, whatever this is, it is very soothing and is meant to be applied to the skin directly. It's not like something that's gonna help with infections necessarily, but does seem to be something like a restorative for the skin. So you're gonna get a flat roll for your next one.
I didn't put it in my mouth.
No, you just didn't roll as high.
Mm.
Mora is looking over hers and she's like, yeah. She gets the feeling like she tastes a little bit and then she just gets she's like, nope. Okay.
I strongly dislike menthol. I don't put it in my mouth.
And you can see that there's lots of people like moving about right now. You see some people are like very like shiftily moving. Like they actually look shifty. Like you can see like very obviously at the El Torchel's table, like the like little snot rag looking guy standing next to the big pudgy alchemist, which you guys didn't actually look at up until now. He's clearly looking around looking for somebody to sabotage. Like it's not even he's like barely he's like, oh yeah, mixing stuff. Like, you know, he's not even paying attention. He's just looking around for somebody to fuck over.
That's part of why I enhanced ability on wisdom to begin with, so I had like better perception.
Yeah.
Just to know if somebody's about to mess
so that's
with
for
us.
sure. How would you guys like to proceed? You've got like a rough idea. Do you want to try to just discern it? Do you want to move on to something else? What would you like to do?
I think I'll make a medicine check to try and figure out, like, because I know it's topically applied, but to try and figure out what it would actually do.
Okay, make me a medicine check with advantage.
Natural 20 for a 30.
30. This is insect repellent.
Oh, there you go.
You know exactly what it is, but how to make it?
Well, I know it probably has cedarwood oil. Because you said there's 8 ingredients, right? On the thing.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not crazy. There are 8 ingredients.
Do I know whether it's alchemy or herbalism?
It's neither. It's a lesser potion.
Oh, so it doesn't. Okay.
Anybody can make these.
Okay.
Like if you're proficient in either an alchemy or an herbalism kit, you know how to make these potions.
Okay.
These are not ones you chose, but you don't necessarily know the exact ingredient. So without using your alchemist, just having to do it from your mind and not using your
Right.
it's a little bit more challenging. It's a test of your knowledge, your basic alchemical knowledge.
Well, thankfully he's a druid and knows insects pretty well.
All right, Bropsy, how would you like to proceed with yours?
Well, I was trying to do a medicine check too. That's what I intended the first time. So I'm good at those.
Okay.
26.
26.
Well,
You're like, oh, okay. So you didn't realize it initially, but it's very soothing to the skin, but in a way that doesn't readily affect anything right now. But you do know that if you had a burn, that this burn remedy would go very well. You both have advantage on your next roll.
Cool.
So as you see them, that they're, everybody's working very hard. In the middle of this, you hear a pop, and you hear, "How dare you! There's no time for you to be doing something like this. Oh, very rude." and you see like this small in green robes, like this gnome with like very sharp features, wild black frizzy hair. He says, "I am Pet, and I am the highest rated." He starts like yelling at this like individual who's just sitting there, kind of like sneering, like, disciple. Sorry, it just says here, intern number 1. You're disqualified. Please find your way back to your housing. Meanwhile, you hear this gnome just spinning time, just sitting there cursing at his draft, which is he was in the middle of forming something, and now he has to start over. Those are the things that you noticed between hand. Is anybody in the audience doing anything?
Probably just gonna sort of watch how everyone is going, but keep more of an eye on the Envaruna guys.
Well, make me a perception check. Anybody who's keeping an eye on anything in particular, if it's not in Varuna, tell me what you're keeping an eye out. 7. Yeah, there just appears to be 2 guys in black robes, or girls. You can't tell.
19 for me.
Yeah, they just seem to be really focused on what they're doing. How about outside? What are you doing, Mitnir?
Mitnir is watching all the people like at their stalls, like announcing, trying to draw people in, trying to get inspiration for the thing he has to do for the knife, right? The presentation.
Oh yeah.
So he's he's kind of like mimicking like hand gestures and stuff, and like trying to learn how to like.
You walk by House Necrum's maid cafe, and there's like an actual zombie comes out in like a cute outfit. He just goes, "Brains." Starts leading you inside.
Follows very like what? Grim would
Starts,
love
like-
this place.
Starts setting you up. It's like this very like fancy like sort of like vampire maid cafe, but there's like zombie hostesses as well. So yeah, you spend some time getting enjoying the festival while getting some inspiration. Sure. Propsy and Grim, how would you like to proceed?
Now that I know what it is, I'm gonna look at the ingredients and see if I can figure out what I'm supposed to be using. Like which one? Like if I can find cedarwood oil or whatever.
Sure.
The other things that it smells like are in there and tastes like are in there and all that.
All right, go ahead and make me a. This is going to be an alchemy skill check. So.
Right. Is that what-
Sorry, no, incorrect. This is going to be an herbalism skill check because you are trying to discern ingredients.
Okay.
So it's
And
going
that's
to be
with
wisdom plus proficiency. Yeah,
Okay.
wisdom or proficiency.
So that is a 23.
Should I do that as well?
Absolutely. If that's what you would like to do.
30. That was
Yep.
I
Nat
got a
20
nat
that.
20.
You didn't even have
so-
you didn't even roll advantage.
I just got a nat 20.
So as simple as this whole thing is now seeming to you, you realize that they didn't provide you with the basic oil that you would need anywhere else in the room to create these salves. This solid, thick, viscous oil. So you both just know you need to use the oil. That's the secret ingredient for you. It's just the plain
Okay.
oil. There is like some cedar bark and some different lemongrass stuff. So you know like all the different things. So realistically, you could make an insect repellent with just anything that was an insect repellent plus, so it's just entirely up to you. At this point, it's free reign. It should be pretty easy to make the salve. You're not remotely worried. Bropsy, you on the other hand, find that, the oil is necessary for creating the salve itself. Basically, you have to like whip it and create like the strong thing. And the menthol, there are some different herbs that you need to grab. But yeah, the special ingredient is just the oil. That's according to what you have discerned.
Okay.
You both have the same ingredient.
Cool.
Oil.
It's just oil.
I mean, go for it then, right?
Yeah. Like, sounds like we know what we're doing.
Yep. So make me a alchemy or herbalism, your choice as you guys proceed. This went a lot easier because you guys got the easiest ones, and
Yeah.
you're rolling exceptionally well.
Oof.
How do we roll?
Oh, I
that,
rolled
Agni?
badly. Now that you've
Or-
said that. 14 on my third roll or fourth roll, whatever roll this is.
Okay.
14.
What roll are we rolling?
Alchemy or
Yes, but what-
herbalism. So intelligence or wisdom with proficiency.
Definitely wisdom.
Just pretend I got distracted because I was looking at other people's stuff.
Yeah, you're looking over
Just
at
making
Mora.
sure
She
that-
was having a little bit of a struggle, but she figured it out.
Or at least
Sort
making
of
sure that
helping
nobody's
her.
coming like
16.
trying to mess with us or something.
Oh yeah. What'd you roll?
16.
16. So you both start to struggle like actually making this up, and it's mostly because it's very difficult to get the oil to like become like a proper cream, like with the ingredients
To
that you have.
emulsify.
Yeah,
To
I have
emulsify it,
emulsify
yeah.
it.
Yeah. So it's just a lot of work and a lot of stuff that you haven't done since like your first days of learning alchemy, and you're pretty worn out. So it just takes a little bit longer than you would have expected, but you're making very good progress. On the other side, you do hear a small explosion,
Cool.
and another person cursing,
Cool.
and another person gets disqualified.
Cool. That's not at all concerning.
Keeping an eyes out, you do see like there's an individual that starts to like give you eyes, Grim, as you seem to be doing fairly well. But when you look at them,
Look at him back.
they just sort of back off on you.
You see all the mushrooms on the shoulder.
Yeah, they just like give one good look at you, and they're just like, ooh, maybe not so
You
much.
just like mouth at him. My spores explode. It can kill you.
Okay. As you guys are making your final roll, once again, this is just going to be choosing either alchemy or to do your final roll to finish up alchemy or herbalism
Okay.
skills.
Oh, not good. 17.
Pepsi?
26?
26. All right. So as you guys finish your salves and you whip it all together and you look at it, and you like sort of like see Propsy sitting over there. You see Kieran is just like, oh god, oh god, oh it's so hard. Why didn't I remember this one? Oh man, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm really not good at herbalism stuff. I'm mostly dealing poison. Oh boy. Is Kieran freaking out? Like he's making it, but he's also like, maybe not. Maybe it's not the best. And as you guys finish up and place your materials out, the drone kind of just like comes up and like takes it and scoops it and places it into its chest, and then they're like, doot, 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 doot. Thank you for your submission. And kind of just moves on to the next person. So I'm gonna tally these up.
Someone
real
noted
quick.
that I was ready to use my flame blade to give myself a burn to test my.
Holy cow!
What's funny?
You have hair in your mouth, hon.
No, something was in my drink. Like, I couldn't get it off of my tongue with my nails.
All right. I think this one's also 100 plus, so you're probably guaranteed to pass. Just gonna do the add up your score totals real quick.
Mm.
I'm getting 113 for me and 111 for Propsy, but I could be wrong.
Yep, I mean, that seems about right.
I have to stay muted because Bennett's losing his mind.
It happens.
So
This
as
is
you
why-
guys
Aren't we
finish
all?
your
Notice his
salves
mom
and
wasn't
lay
here.
them out in front of you,
Aw.
they begin moving through the area and checking each person's individual thing. And I do need to do the maths here for who all passes.
Remember that Mora had
Yeah.
advantage on all of her stuff too, because I cast that on her as well. Or at least anything wisdom based, she had advantage on.
my plan for if Mitnir was in this one was going to be smell, drink.
I'm gonna double check Ropsy's here real quick.
And then try to match whatever he smelled and tasted from ingredients. That was it.
Nice.
I only wrote down 4 of my total, so I don't know anymore.
She actually did 117.
Oh, cool.
Oh, it's better than me.
So as we start, there's a moment, and then the announcement says, "Those that are passing the first round in order of performance. Member of Inveruna, Owl of Dusk.
Like from the top down or bottom up?
Top down.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just had to.
Member of the Prime Thought, Mixbot Mark IV. Member of High Realm Academy, Vario. Okay, how many have I said so far?
3.
3.
3. Okay, cool. Keep me honest on this. Member of Neverwinter Academy, Bropsy.
Woo!
Member of Feywild's Teachings, Grid.
Woo!
Member of High Realm Academy, Fira.
Oh, hey. I know that one.
Member. Oh, 1 second. I have to map these out real quick. Member of Blackstaff Tower, Uzar. How many people survived the first round?
Man,
Sorry, guys.
I don't know. I'm waiting to hear Mora's name. Come on,
Yeah,
Mora.
Can you
Only-
say the last one again?
Uzar from Blackstaff Tower.
Uzar.
Okay.
Blackstaff Tower. I'll top 16 past this round. So
Well, that's 7.
I'm getting there.
Got a ways to go.
Guys, I'm doing this fairly, okay? I've rolled all this and I have to do it fairly.
There's
You
what?
guys are
There's 10
so
schools? right?
mad. There's 12 schools.
10 and 12. Okay, so yeah.
2 representatives from each school. So Uzar. Fira, Avario. Ooh, that one failed. I got lost because I had to go check how many people there were. Okay. From Blackstaff Tower, Adiora. From Feywild's Teachings, Mora.
Place was that 9th?
Yep. Oh, really?
Let's see if
From
I
the
can get
risen
some auto.
mind of Yastrandi, Yurgron. From the University of Phoenix, Ellen Starlight. Good job, University of Phoenix.
Cleary wasn't participating in this one, right? He's in Boxbreaker. And then, yeah, okay, never mind. That was a dumb question. I knew the answer.
From Necrom Academy, Rune Vladenhar. From Necrom Academy, Dr. Epidemia.
How do we get a doctorate? I want one.
Am I
Dr.
at 12?
Proxy.
Am I at 12 or 13?
I thought that was 12.
So too. From the risen mind of Ystrandi, Clorda.
Are you sure his first name is just Doctor? He made it up.
Yeah, that's one way to do it.
From Sorcery, Ilfininre. Is 14. 87, 86. We did Clorda. Oh my gosh, we're getting all the way down to this number and there's still people around. Ooh, it's gonna be close. Ooh, it's gonna be close. Oh, he's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it. She's not gonna make it.
Where's Bropsy's partner? He didn't make it?
He might make it. That's what I'm trying to figure out here. Is there anybody who rolled?
He was
lower than
having a
that?
hard time, but just maybe.
Yep. Nope. From Neverwinter Academy, Corin.
Just slipping in there.
And from the Prime Thought, Stella Verona. Corin got 72. She got 71. These are the advancing students for Alchemy Roulette Round 1. Let's have a round of applause. And then there's just almost like this was a football game. Explosive round of applause.
Look at all
Each
those.
student's passing has granted 20 points for their school.
Wow.
And boop, 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 the school board starts counting up.
It was what, like an 8-way tie for first?
I mean, kind of, yeah. You can see the El Tortural guy is like pissed and just kicking in turn number 1. Yeah.
I'll give
So
Moore
as
a
you-
little like tentacle hug, pat her on the
Yeah,
head.
Mower pulls out. She's just like, yeah. She's like, I did it. Next, we shall move on. We shall win Alchemy Roulette and then the world.
Yeah, the world.
She's really opened up to you.
You sound like Ernie.
I
You should learn Giant and talk to Ernie. Look at-
did. We spent a lot of
Oh.
time together in the Cauldron speaking Giant together. We
Oh,
will take
good.
on the Patriarchy and the Humanarchy. All the Archies.
All of the Archies.
All right, so as you guys watch, they finish up their first round of Alchemy Roulette. People return to the fairgrounds, and you hear announcements saying, "Members of," and you can hear like the schools announce like, "Meet at Arena 1. Meet at Arena 1 in 1 hour." And then it comes down to your guys' group. You are. "2 hours and 6.2. Hiram Academy in Blackstaff. 3 hours in Arena 4.
Arena 4, 3 hours. All right, that's all I need to know.
Arena 3 in 4 hours.
No, stop it. You're fucking with my head already.
What I want to know is, I want to know how many hit points the group that they're sending to Boxbreaker has for Feywild. How many potential points could they get?
They have 7 hit points.
No. So when it comes to Boxbreaker, you have a limited HP pool that is different than the HP pool of your character.
Oh.
So everybody has 100 HP, regardless of their HP. Your thing would still work, except for your base HP, but you would have the shield of that would still work. Because that's
The
like
good thing I switched out of the tough feat, that level of fighter. That tough
Okay.
feat could have been totally pointless.
So you guys have 3 hours. Somebody make me an insight check. If you guys were watching Al Dusk the whole time, you did catch his
hell
name
yeah.
there at the end.
I mean,
I'll do
yeah.
insight. I'm actually good at insight.
If there's any, now that you guys know who was participating, if there's anybody you wanted to like have watched, now that you know that they did it, let me know. I'll give you a description.
I got 21.
21?
18.
18? Well, those of you that were observing, the two of you did notice every now and again, like there was no real discerning things except for when you had your glasses on, you could see the tentacles. But you did notice like he would be reaching for things and they would just suck to his hand and he would just mix them and he barely moved once and it only took him like half the time to finish. And he said the other one just sat there like fucking around with its hands. Like it just was pretending to do things. It wasn't actually making things work.
Okay. I mean, I know he can do mind shit already, so I'm assuming there's telekinesis and maybe a little bit of like he can read. He knew what he had because he read somebody's mind or some shit like that, and that's why he finished so quickly.
Who knows?
Yeah, that's my assumption.
Yeah, he finished in about half the time and just sat there like the rest of the time.
I had one
while you were
good
staring at him,
chug of
he
this.
did. While you were staring at him, though, there was definitely a time when he turned up and like looked at you, and then just went back.
He looked
Like,
at
he didn't,
me.
like, yeah.
Aw.
Why wouldn't he look at you? You're sitting there staring daggers at him.
I'm not staring daggers at him. I'm keeping an eye on him. He's in the competition.
Yeah.
What else am I
He
gonna do?
didn't look at you the second you started thinking about him or witnessing him, which is signs that your tattoo is working properly.
Hell yeah.
So, with that, what would you guys like to do? You have 3 hours before your competition.
Eat lunch. Well, we probably stuffed
Everybody
our faces.
get
Never
together.
mind. We stuffed our faces. I'm gonna congratulate Bropsy and Grim, for sure.
Everybody high fives.
Fist bumps.
High tentacles.
High fiving.
Perhaps he gets a pickup hug.
Aww. She gets squeezed.
Y'all did such a
You can-
good job. I'm so impressed because none of that made any sense to me. I had no idea what was going on at all. I was confused as shit. And you got like top 5. Like incredible.
Mush.
I mean,
Or
I've done
stir,
burn
you
salve
know,
before.
Well,
So
sure,
many
I can.
times.
Oh, well, I mean, the study shows because it was all Greek to me.
Can show you how if you want.
How long until the next one's the next day, right?
Alchemy Roulette's going to take all day tomorrow.
Okay, but we don't have anything else
Cool.
for today.
No.
The magic thing is on the last day, right?
Yeah, the magic thing's on the last day. So Grim can do whatever he would like today.
Right. It's Grim want to do. Grim doesn't.
There's a lot
have
of
many
booths.
customers.
Your drug dealer's currently in lockdown.
I guess I could go get her. I'll go fetch Destrin.
All right. So you spend some time immediately after Alchemy Roulette. You get like a little bit of congratulations from people. A lot of people just sort of sidestep you, especially the children don't like looking at you. Some of them
wonder
really,
why.
really like looking at you. It's not quite like a boy and girl split, but there's like it's pretty close. And as you walk by and head to your go up the elevator to your tower, you find that Destrin is just sitting there in the lounge area, surrounded by drugs and like pancakes, and she has a nice bowl of stew. And there's like on either side of her, there's one female, one male fae that are just drop dead gorgeous, and they're like feeding her grapes and.
She's just trapped.
So as you walk in, she just goes, I could actually like really go for one of those. Yeah, the cheese. Thank you so much.
How do I become a drug dealer in competition with Feywild Stagings?
So as you walk in, she goes, oh, fuck. Oh, boss, hi. And she starts like putting things down. She's like, sorry
Hey.
about that. I got caught.
That's okay. I mean, you sold a lot. Do we know? I mean, will they let you sell? But like, I don't know. Do we have to give
Really?
them a cut or something?
I'm not entirely sure. I think they really just wanted us out of the way because this is like one of their biggest selling days.
That makes sense. Yeah, we can do it later. It's not like people are gonna. We as a school, they're gonna always want this stuff.
But you know, like I've had worse in tournaments. This is pretty nice.
Yeah, they don't. They just do whatever they want here. It's pretty cool. Like you should see
Yeah,
some of the. Have you gone upstairs? Have you seen some of the shit we have?
Oh no, I'm technically in prison.
I mean, can
Right?
you guys let her go? A bit like give me shit
She
to
says,
say.
right? Yeah, she's like eyebrow waggling at the individuals on her left and right. You can see she's like laid back and she's got all of her hands just like on her, and like a couple of them are just like on her, like just sitting on her body, and the other ones are like just getting massages. Like one of the hands is like laying on his back and like is getting like passively massaged by the male fae who's just like sitting there like rubbing like like the palm.
Perfect.
And it's just going oh, just like trying to twitching.
Yes, you seem fine. So just
Oh
tell
yeah,
me if you need out.
cool.
If it becomes too difficult to endure, you just let me know.
Don't worry, you'll be the first to know.
Okay, great.
So do you want me to try to
No,
cover your
it's
ears?
fine.
Earmuffs, and they go. And they cover their ears. And then she says, "They're so good. Can I keep these?"
Oh no, you can't keep people.
Tell that to the other necromancers I've met.
I mean, like, yeah, but once the corpses, they're not really the same. It's not like a people. That's just like walking meat.
Yeah. So do you want me to like get out of here and just sell
Oh,
anyways?
you have fun. It's fine. We sold plenty for now. We can just, we don't want to flood the market too much, especially if they're already selling.
Okay. Well, it's perfectly fine with me. But just
So,
say the word. I got one of these things when I came back in here. Well, I guess I already had it. And she just gestures with like a new
I'll
fancier
just, like,
seal than the one that she
link
had
mine
before.
to hers.
She's like, sweet. Yeah, just give me a buzz.
You should consider joining the school. I mean, if there was a school that you would want to join.
I'm interested in House Necrom.
Well, that makes
but I'm
sense.
pretty
Yeah.
sure that my real boss would get a little mad. But I'm thinking about it.
Oh, I didn't even think that you would probably have you probably have a person, don't you?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, there's a door. Hold on. Let me just meet real quick.
he'll be my boss one day. Anyways. So as he's spending his time doing that, what's everybody else doing? You got 3 hours.
Just hanging out with Bropsy and the gang.
I think I
just
would
meander about.
I would hang out with them for a little bit, but then I'd be like, Mitnir, we should really go find Celeste and do, any prep or team building or whatever.
So you're going to Celeste? I got my fairgrounds real quick.
In the meantime, Mitnir also stopped by that perfume booth.
You stopped by the perfume booth for El Torchel's perfume booth?
So there's just it's not like pungent, but there's an aroma coming off of it.
Yeah, so there's like magical scents that actually give you a little bit of a boost.
Wait, what? I want to go?
He has no idea about that. He just was like, I want to smell like this.
So
and he's
go
like,
ahead and roll me a D100.
I want to go. I like smelling things.
You have no reason to assume that that's a place that.
No, Mitnir smells different. What's that smell?
We were all hanging out together. If they were going off to meet Celeste, they would have gone together.
Yeah, I haven't left Mitnir's side this whole time, except for to watch the thing.
well, right. Well, I mean, he would have gotten the scent while you were in there, but he would smell different. 72.
72?
Yeah, he dialed up like a smoky like oak scent with like a little bit of like cedar in there, and then some undertones of like peppermint.
So it would make me sneeze a lot.
Steady would be fine though.
Roll for allergies.
There are none.
Almost sounds like food just made insect repellent.
So you get enhanced ability to your intelligence.
Hey, Mitnir's smart right now.
Yeah, you get enhanced ability to your intelligence for the next 4 hours.
You said Fira passed round 1, right?
Yes, Fira passed round 1.
So I'd probably keep an eye out for her like exiting or something and congratulate her.
Oh, and she goes, well, thank you. It was a given, but thank you.
Nice. Oh, good job.
Still looking forward to watching your Wisp-Wallop round and looking forward to our presentation.
Yeah, same.
In the interim, I don't have a lot of other things to do today, so I'm going to get plastered in the hammer games. It's been so long since I've done something completely stupid.
Have fun with that. My friend made that possible.
Really?
You know
Just
what?
wondering who the
I
architect
kind of want
was.
Bropsy to try it.
All right.
My
you show
life
up
Drunk
there-
going
bird,
to
drunk bird, drunk
You
bird.
show up there, you see Seti yelling "jump bird," and you're just like hollering, and you see Propsy sitting in a chair across from Throm. He says,
So it'll be a drinking competition, will it, Bird?
This is where her divinity
I'm
kicks
trying
in.
new things today.
Normally this is the final round, but I really want to go up against you.
Okay,
so
they'll probably win, but it'll
so
be
he-
fine.
he puts a pint in front of you, and he takes a pint in front of himself.
And he says,
Uh-huh.
grab the hammer, Bird.
Okay, I give myself enhanced ability so I don't immediately injure myself.
Constitution.
Uh-huh.
And he grabs the hammer, and he's like,
3, 2, 1, chug!
What? Nat 20!
"What's your total?"
That's a 23.
Well, he still rolled a 35.
I don't care. That was as good as I could possibly get. I'm proud. I am happy.
You both work, and like you chug it, and you're still he chugs his, and he throws
I'm
it back.
probably
and you look,
50
and
pounds.
you're still chugging it, but then you go, and you place it down, and you finish chugging. He's like,
Oh, damn, I didn't realize your belly was big enough for that much. Round 2!
and he pulls the deck away, and you grab a second one, and he's like,
3, 2, 1, chug!
Right. 17.
so you're starting to feel it. You are starting to feel it. You're like, oh,
Of course I am.
oh, like you're getting, oh, and you look over and you see him, and he's just like,
You're still standing, Bird.
and he like picks up the drinking hammer and he shakes it next to his ear, like he could hear if it's working or not. And then he puts it back, and he goes,
All right, you chug, then I'll chug. It might be splitting the hammer's goodies since we're both holding it. You're the first one to challenge me directly. All right, you hold the hammer, drink once, and then I'll hold the hammer and I'll drink once.
He already forgot that he challenged her.
21.
21.
Damn, Bropsy.
I'm having so much fun. What is this?
He's in there's like,
How are you still flying? I'm a...
Technically, I'm not.
Do you know that doors initially created out so that people could feel their souls and understand each other better?
I should. Yep. $18.
you rolled a 19. You both put something that's like,
Bird. Did you know, Bird?
Big boy, what?
Did you know, Bird?
Probably not.
Did I used to fly once?
Do you want to fly together?
More than anything in the world.
Oh my god, we can fly together.
Drink first.
Oh yeah. No!
This is one where she's like,
My feathers have been clipped. I
There
got a
she goes.
7.
yeah, she goes, so we'll fly together, and she starts to flap her wings and just face plants into the table, and like her wings are still flapping, and she's kind of like slowly, you can hear the sound as her beak scrapes against the table as she just keeps flapping, and he goes, I can do it too, and he just starts flapping his arms. And he just like starts standing up, and he just starts like running around the entire area, and then he runs like face first straight into a post.
Hashtag
Cool.
drink responsibly.
Can greater restoration fix my drunkenness?
Sure can.
Okay, I do that.
Are you sober enough to know to do that?
I don't think she is.
Fair point.
So she's
Quick
just gonna roll
question.
there on the ground. What's that?
Is getting drunk is what? What is it considered? Like a disease?
It's considered. It's definitely considered a condition. I think it's poisoned. I think it's poisonous.
I'm resistant to poison.
So Orin can't get drunk.
I think so. I think it's considered a poison. Somebody can look it up, but I think it's considered a poison.
I know it's either poison or disease. I remember it's one of the two, but I don't remember.
So
which.
if I'm resistant
No,
to
alcohol
poison, I
literally
wouldn't
is
be that
poison.
drunk.
Oh yeah, alcohol poisoning.
That's
so
the only.
poisoning.
We're going to use that as the explanation for how you made it this far because you did have advantage on your roll from enhanced
Okay.
ability. So it's basically the same thing.
All right.
Because you get double advantage. And so he's sitting there. He's like, "You know what, bird?" And he's like, "This is like 10 minutes later, as you guys are like sitting there, just like huffing and drinking what is effectively like a it's your complimentary hangover tincture as well as a sobering tincture. So you drink that and it kind of like sobers you up. Like you're still drunk, but like not super drunk.
Here I can walk, not.
Yeah, right.
crawl.
And he's like, "You're a tough one. Go through the rest of the competition, and if you beat out the others in every round, I'll give you the treasure. I'll consider it a win."
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know if I've ever seen a bird drink that much alcohol before.
I didn't know I could.
You're something else. He puts a big meaty finger like right in the center of your chest, and it's like at least the size of your whole arm. And he goes, "You and me, bird, we're friends for life."
Oh my god, do you want a hug? I hug him. I don't give him an option to I hug him.
You see a little tear just appears and goes,
I feel like you
"Oh, nice."
hug his finger because his
I
finger is
hug his
huge.
fingy.
Boys, I think we might be changing our mascot to a bird. I'm having a day.
Orin
Alright, so
definitely watched Bropsy do all of this.
Yeah, everybody was enjoying
absolutely.
watching Bropsy drink in the Hammer games. You see it like on the other side, some guy's like, "Yeah, we're changing it to a bird," and immediately starts running across the thing with the swinging mannequins and just gets punched straight in the face and just face plant straight in the dirt on the ground, unconscious, knocked out.
Ooh. Man,
Amazing.
Yeah, everybody's
I'm
cheering.
proud of my choices today.
All right, so anybody have anything else they'd like to do? Seti, you said you were going to go try out some scents at El Tortles.
I mean, yeah, Mitnir smells fire. I want to see what's up with that.
Okay, so you walk in and it's like nice crushed velvet seating. And there's like a bar with like nice like golden mirror around it, like finely crafted. And there's this individual in a copper robe as you approach. He says, "Welcome to Scintillating Scents. How can I help
Hi.
you? Find a
Well-
whiff of the fine things."
That's cool. I love it. I'm curious because I've always had like a faint smell of like vague flowers around me, but like I can change it up apparently. That would be great. Let's see what you've
Well,
got.
we have
What's
some very nice drafts. Would you like something that smells quite nice or something that smells quite magical?
do you have both?
Oh, well, I do say they're daringly nice, but some smell more attractive than others, while there's some, well, they truly perk the sense to stimulate your own body.
I want something hot as hell.
Well, then you want our seductress line.
Well,
And so she begins walking over to the corner and she pulls out a vial that has like a little heart with little horns on it. And she sits this bottle down. She says, "This is the succubus scent. It doesn't do much, except for the fact that it makes you irresistible to the other sex. Well, when I say other sex, I mean the sex of your choosing."
Boy, I really wish I knew the sex of the people I would be fighting in Boxbreaker. Because that would be great right now. What does it smell like, though?
It smells like a DC 17 charisma saving throw, or the creature is charmed by you under the charmed person. That's what it smells like.
I love it.
Spell
Let's do it.
statistics.
Let's do it. Yes. How much?
This particular draft is 150 gold pieces
Done.
for 3 uses.
Let's go, bitches.
All right, so you take 150 gold piece, 3 spray perfume bottle. As you smell it, it kind of smells like lilac and gooseberries,
Okay.
and
That's
just
nice, I
straight
guess.
up stanky, sweaty sex smell.
Okay, great. Gross.
I don't know. I had nothing.
All right. So say that again. DC 17.
DC 17. Are they under the effects of a charm person spell?
Okay, cool. Just by being in my vicinity, like what's the range?
It lasts for 10 minutes, and it's anybody within like 10 feet of you. I'm gonna say 10 feet.
Okay.
I didn't think about the range, but like close proximity.
10 feet is charm person.
If they succeed, they're not affected by
DC
it
17.
for 24 hours. They can't be affected by the same for 24 hours,
Okay.
by the way.
If save immune 24 hours. Okay, cool. I'm
That's
gonna
for
use
an
that
hour as well.
I'm gonna use it right before we go in. But
Hell
I'm
yeah.
gonna warn Mitnir and Celeste. Like, look, I don't know what sex this is effective on, but maybe stay more than 10 feet away from me.
It works on anybody. It just works on anybody.
Okay.
It's not sex oriented. I don't know.
I
what
feel
else
like
to do.
there's a 50-50 chance whether or not Mitnir's far enough away.
Just
All right,
gotta
guys.
get all up in your opponent's business.
Anybody else have anything else they want to do before we hop into this business?
We should hop into it because we got 20 minutes left.
Okay, so with this remaining time, here's what I'm gonna say. Celeste runs up and she says, "Guys, the arena's open. We should go take a look."
Yes. Let's go.
So you guys walk in and you see this massive arena. You expected this to be like something that was like maybe mechanical or something else, but instead you see a wooded area just like encapsulated within the grounds. The entire halls of nascency have been shifted and moved out, and you see what appears to be like a dark wood. And then there's chairs and risers going up in all directions, and it's a huge space. But let me go ahead and put you guys all in the center,
A map.
and I'm going to move you guys to the map so you may
Hang
look it over before the competition begins.
Oh my god, a map? It's been so long.
It's been
All right.
ages.
I'm not even logged in yet. I mean, I don't need to be for this, but I'm gonna.
So you look out
Holy
over
shit.
the woods, the undulating pathways that are hewn out of stone, the dips and chasmous rivers and divides below. You see wooded areas that you could traverse through. On one side, a cave. On the other side, a big open rise to an isolated island above a pool. Just, what side do you guys want to go for if we get a coin toss in the beginning?
I don't even know, man. Wow, that's huge. So what? At opposite the oof. I mean, the rise seems like it would be easier to defend, right?
Well, it's hard to say exactly. The entrance to the cave we could keep quite close, but we wouldn't be able to see them coming necessarily if anybody was hiding inside.
Yeah.
Mm.
I like the visibility if we're on the rise. That's my pick. The rise.
No. Meanwhile, on the other side, Grim, not Grim, but Nate.
Nate.
And Bropsy, not Bropsy, but Nega Bropsy. You sit across from your other wizards and say, "We're wizards, Blackstaff. Which side will we choose in a coin flip? Let's discuss."
I mean, I always go for tails.
No, I meant what side of the map if you win the coin
I know. The
And
upside.
Nate will just be like, prepare to be eliminated.
Fair enough, Nate.
Is he a Dalek?
he's a murder robo gnome. He's just
He's a
He's just-
Dalek.
ruthlessly efficient.
So as you guys, he's like, I guess we'll choose when the time comes. I guess. So as you guys are spending your time focusing, would you like to attempt to watch one of the other matches before you begin, or no?
Are we not the first ones up?
You are not the first ones in the.
Oh, okay.
How
Then
does it
yeah,
basically
You're the
fuck.
first ones up. You are the first ones up in this arena, but if you could go to one of the other arenas
Right.
and
Okay.
watch the fight happening.
Yeah. Of course, we want to check out what's going on in the. Yeah.
Sure. You could visit one of the two fights. You could go to Risen Mind of Ystrandi versus Neverwinter, or you could go to Prime Thought versus Necrom.
Prime Thought versus Necrom.
All right. So
I want to see what Prime Thought's up to.
as you go to Prime Thought versus Necrom Academy, you see what appears to be a vampire and a couple of different other individuals like shooting through the woods, just flying like super quickly. Meanwhile, in the cave surrounding it, you see one individual stepping out in white robes, and then two sentries that are made entirely out of gearwork and metal on either side.
Is that my
Somewhere along the way.
boyfriend?
Your
Is
boyfriend?
that my boyfriend, the vampire? Or is it Nathaniel Durandus?
Ooh. One of them would be Nathaniel Durandus, yeah. I don't, because he was the one that you met.
Still
Yeah.
charmed.
Oh yeah, but you met him in from the theater, the Animus Theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fight you guys did in the bowels of the school. Yeah, he is one of those individuals. You do recognize him walking. I forgot his name entirely, but yeah, I was like, yeah, he's one of the guys.
He's
From
still in my notes. I just
Yeah,
haven't listened.
Nathaniel.
My boyfriend, Nathaniel Durandus. So
I'm gonna write that down. Nathaniel Durandus.
I'm
So I
just
don't
like
forget.
wave at him.
So you see that they're running through. All you see currently is just like vampires like flitting through the woods on either side, and then they do see popping up seemingly almost out of nowhere, like an individual in a white robe stops, and you can see like there's a large rifle over his shoulder. Maybe it looks like a staff to you. It's hard to say, but he like stands on the top like space and begins going through the individual, pieces of the Arcana puzzle, and then he like turns and he shoots his rifle, and there's like an electric beam that shoots out of it, and it like strikes into an individual that's running through the woods, and there's a firefight that ensues.
Hmm. They've got firearms on the fights.
When I say firefight, some people are firing firearms, some people are shooting magic.
Spells. Yeah.
One is a vampire that's flitting around trying to just bite people. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on there. It's exciting. It's chaotic. And in the end, you see a member of Prime Thought flying to the other side. Not flying, but like running to the other side down the middle, while the others are trying desperately to push through. And this one pops out of the woods, climbing up the side, and begins working on it. And before they can break down the sentries on the other side, House Necrom gets eliminated from the group.
Oh boy.
Prime Thought succeeds in the first round.
Eliminated. Okay, I spelled it right. We're good.
Yeah. It's a good match. It's a good match to watch. It was heartbreaking for Graham.
Oh,
was
your boyfriend
devastated.
lost.
Oh no, poor Nathaniel.
Good, we don't have to deal with vampires.
Oh,
Yeah, well now we don't
Nathaniel.
have to kick his ass. So
You guys don't have to deal with
It's
vampires. Instead, you have to deal with
no.
constructs and snipers.
yeah, okay.
That's fine.
That's assuming
If you
we
make
win our first
And we
match.
see more matches against them in the
They would
second
have-
round.
They
Yeah.
would have to win. So you guys are matching up against a different set entirely.
I'm
You
pretty
already know the
sure-
bracket.
Yeah, Celeste said we're supposed to match up against Cleary in second round.
Cleary or Feywild's teachings.
Yeah,
Depends who
depending who
wins.
wins their match.
Clearing.
Just tell the Feywild teachings. There's
They might get
weed
the
in the
Cleary's gonna
box.
do it exactly what I said. He's gonna fireball them while they're standing on the hit point thing.
No, just tell them there's weed in the box, and they'll go open it.
Nice. So after you guys watch this and you spend some time, you head back.
Tell them there's weed in their own box.
You guys head back to your planning room, which has all the different materials that you need to get started for your event. You can change into any particular armor or clothing that you would prefer to wear. You get all your other stuff, and you are ready to go for the event. However, there is a book, and sitting in the book is the ability, and there's an inkwell and a pen sitting directly next to this book, and the book is sort of enchanted. You can tell it is enchanted just from a glance. On each page, there is a box for check marks for you to choose how you would like to organize your box.
Oh, like when you're ordering a sandwich at Which Wish, you can put in what
Yep.
you want.
Yep, exactly. Go
Okay.
into like a burrito or a sandwich place.
Box.
Pick your toppings.
So, how would
Box
you guys like
toppings.
to organize your box?
Oh. Do you have a list for us to pick from?
I do have a list for you to pick from. Let me go to box breaker. Gosh. All right. So there are lock boxes, strong boxes, or puzzle boxes.
Do we agree we want the strong box? Because they are wizards and they can unlock, and they can
I'm
probably
officially-
do puzzle pretty well.
I'm officially out of this. This is Celeste has now been replaced by Orin.
Oh yeah, Beelin, what's up? What do you think?
Let me bring up her sheet real quick.
So this is just what kind of box do we want to make the wizards try to break open? I mean, obviously
Meanwhile, sorry, while you guys are talking, Grim, Bropsy, which box would you guys like to do?
This is
Think about
we
it.
want them to not open our box, right?
Right.
Okay. I don't know. I would think puzzle box.
Puzzle box.
I mean, it just seems like if you were like a group of wizards who like that's your thing, you would probably think
That's
like,
your thing.
oh well, nobody else is going to be as good at puzzle boxes as we are. You know?
Exactly. All right, so they pick puzzle boxes.
That's exactly what we thought they were gonna do.
I feel like it's got to be a strong. I feel like they're
Yeah,
wizards.
they're wizards. What are they
You
weak
guys
against?
can,
Things they
like-
have to
You guys
punch.
pick strong box. All right, so you guys choose the strong box, which has the effect of the strong box is a protected barrier that must be breached in order for to access the contents within. Each strong box has 100 HP. It is immune to psychic and poison damage, and has resistance on up to 3 damage types that you may choose. Now, I want you guys to choose these without telling us out loud, so that Simner and
Yeah,
in fact,
don't
you
know.
guys. In fact, if you guys would,
That's
We
what I was
have
gonna
our
say. Should I
we
take
have
my
our own
earbuds
little
out?
chat. We will post it in our own little chat. But first, tell me what were the immunities you said,
so it's not immunities.
or the
You have resistance to 3 damage types as
But-
follows.
before that you
Right.
said something about
Psychic
They're
and
immune
poison.
to psychic and poison.
immune to psychic and poison.
Like you can't poison a box, and you can't psychically attack the box.
Okay.
The things that can be resistant to are acid, force, fire, cold, lightning, necrotic, and radiant.
Acid, force, lightning, cold, necrotic, radiant. Yeah.
Yep.
And we can pick
Now,
3.
this is the thing that you guys will choose. There is 3 types of puzzle box. Don't say this out loud. You guys can discuss it between yourselves, and I'll help with that to decide what we want to do. It could be a riddle box, an arcana box, or a puzzle box. Now, a riddle box has an actual riddle. And as a free action, they must be touching the stone and they could give their answer, but they must actually find out the answer. So they can give one answer per round. And they have to be touching the box to do it. That is the riddle box. Arcana box. Each of you will roll and create a DC together. And then they must basically create a quasi riddle. So it's up to you whether you want to do that. But basically it's like you create a DC for them doing the first part of the Arcana box, and then they must find like this is to this as that is to that. Right? So cold as to ice, as hot as to fire. But you can put anything you want. So it's like somewhere between thinking hard and not thinking hard for a puzzle box. The last one is just the puzzle box, which is simply they have to solve it with an Arcana, Insight, or Investigation check. And it is an action to do either of those. They have to meet the DC.
Question. For resistances for our box, was fire an option? Or did I miss it?
Wasn't listed.
It wasn't
Fire was
listed.
not listed.
Okay.
No, it was. Sorry, I'm crazy. Acid, Force, Fire, Cold, Lightning, Necrotic, and Radiant.
Okay.
Thunder damage is not listed.
Thunder's not listed. Okay.
Is physical damage intentionally not listed?
Correct.
Alright.
Because it is significantly more difficult to get into melee range on those things.
Yeah, I don't need to be in melee range.
Ball.
Remember what spells I actually took on this guy.
All right. So as you guys spend some time in the beginning here deciding which ones you would like to do for your boxes, last strategy meetings are called, and then your headmaster walks into your school. It's Eli, comes basically hovering in. And he says, "It is good to see you. I am here to inform you that we have chosen the artifact that is going to be used for this tournament.
Oh?
We will not be using the one previously discussed, but we have
No.
received an adequate replacement that is valuable but not particularly dangerous.
Okay.
But please do not lose it. Still." And
We
he
will.
pulls out a scarf that is made out of platinum dragon scales. This-
A scarf.
Yeah.
Wow.
goes, "This will be our entry. This platinum scarf is touched by a deity
Yeah. Okay. We will.
and is valuable, but not, again, not dangerous. If you win the tournament, in fact, you could still claim this as your prize.
Oh.
But
Well.
I wish you all the best,
Thank you. We will
and
prepare.
really put on a good show." He looks at the both of you.
Of course. Fist bump Minier.
Fist bump and then tears the sleeves off his robe. Like, yeah.
The rest, I trust you will do your utmost to bring honor to our school. Of course, Headmaster Eli. Well, get out there and kick some tuchus.
We will.
He just kind of turns and moves his little Captain Planet winged ass out of there.
We've got this.
All right. So
As she's holding the scarf.
you guys hear the announcements on the outside, and then you hear the sound of a chime saying choose. Heads or tails?
Oh, shit. What do we think?
I don't have a tail, so heads.
More importantly, even or odds. Evens or odds.
All right, evens.
All right.
Evens? Yeah?
Mhm.
13.
No!
I was
Why
gonna
did-
say odds anyway.
Why did
That's
you
my
let me
lucky
choose
number.
evens?
The choice is made by Blackstaff. Which side would you guys like? The cave? Or the isolated island?
That's harder because I don't know like necessarily what everybody else's capabilities are. I mean, I guess I know Bropsy's. So
Well,
the
your
cave.
character, don't metagame it because your character wouldn't know anything about it anyways. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
So
like
don't think about what they're capable of. Just think about.
no. I mean our own people,
Oh
like in
yeah.
our group, like our NPC group. Wait, so the
Well, one's
cave
Bropsy.
one it's
Okay.
within a cave?
Yep.
Yeah, that's inside a cave. It's hollowed out, but like this would be the walls, and this would be like
Okay,
the
I
walls.
gotcha. Yeah, I was looking at it, trying to picture it. And
So
the other
like
one's
this,
just
sorry, this is the wall. So there's like woods inside the cave. I don't know. I kind of mixed it all up. But this is the wall.
I thought the other side was the cave.
This
And
is
the game
cave,
is
this
one-
cave walls.
Is the game end when
you thought
somebody
this
breaks
was the
other
cave
one's
side?
box, or-
Yeah, well, now I see there's like, I mean, the grid kind of cuts through a lot of the detail there. But
This
yeah,
is a big
gotcha.
cave entrance here. This is the mouth of the cave.
I gotcha.
All right. So what were you saying, Grim?
I was just saying, and is the thing determined by like whoever gets the other person's box first?
Yes. Whoever breaks the other person's box wins.
Well, let me just send
First
a message.
person to receive the artifact of the other team.
Hey, do you want to do the cave, Propsy?
Dude, I don't know.
Nega
That makes
props.
me make
More
decisions.
defensible. I feel like that's more defensible, especially when you're up against Hyrule Academy, where you just assume, I think, that everybody can probably fly. Because they're all hoity-toity celestial people.
Force them to come in on ground. Yeah, that's smart.
But that's my thought. Is like I just think
Sure.
that's easier for
I'm
us
going to go with
defend.
saying yes. That is what this team chooses. Our team chooses.
Then Propsy can just turn into a giant ape and block the whole entrance.
Or wall of fire.
That's true. You could do that too.
So there we go. As you guys,
You're not looking forward to this.
find
No,
that
I'm
you
not.
lost-
Why
As you
would
guys-
I?
find that you lost the coin toss. You look at it and go, big size.
That's okay.
You
They chose the
step out.
cave, and I wanted the other one anyway.
You step out into a wooded area. You follow the rise up, and you find your box, and you stand before it where you were meant to stand. You can sort of see the sky above you, even though you know it's false and that there's many eyes peering at you from within its darkness. You look across this long, winding path that lies before you, dipping and falling and rising. Tops of the trees, moving in the wind that shouldn't be there. And then, suddenly, there's a flash of light, and the match begins. And that's where we're going to end our session for today, and we'll pick it up next week as we start Box Breaker Round 1. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys.
I
We have
see
started-
somebody's measuring already.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what I was just thinking about doing.
You guys,
robot
literally,
phone
I'm giving you
definitely-
this entire week to study
Prep.
the map
Plan.
and prep
Scheme.
and plan and scheme. So
You're
Nate's
going
not
down,
gonna make it easy.
motherfuckers.
Nate has spell sniper, just so you know.
If he can even find us.
I mean, he can hit your box though from 240 feet away. Which I didn't
We
even. That
shall
wasn't part of
see.
the plan. But
I have questions for the DM, but I will save them for when other people are not listening because it is secret strategy bullshit.
Cool.
my character is very straightforward. He just shoots stuff and disables other spells. That's just he's not super fancy. He's a wizard.
All right.
Well, we
So
shall
with that,
see.
guys, thanks so much for hanging out. We love you, and remember, we did it for
We
the
did
love.
it for the
Did it for the
rolls.
Good night.
Good night.